Alrighty, and we are back. I'm gonna try something a little different. We're trying a Sonic.exe tier list, because in the last video I said that I am a pretty big fan of EXEs. Obviously, my YouTube character slash OC has at least 2 or 3 elements of an EXE in here. I am with my good friend, I don't know what the hell to call you. I don't know if I call you by YouTube name or your actual name.
Eoline Aaron doesn't matter.
Yeah, that thing. So now, we are going to do the tier list. So I'm gonna be honest, I only recognize about half of these characters. A lot of them I do not recognize. And if I do recognize them, I probably don't know their names. It's either they're not really well known, at least to me, or they're too recent, or I haven't really done my research on them. But if you know any of them, I'm just gonna call you Infinite, then
Yep.
you can tell me like what the name is if you even know.
Yeah, I can probably try to read it off the top of my head, but if not, I could probably just pull up the wiki.
Alright, so we are gonna start with the original, right? I'm guessing that one's the original.
More specifically, the one from the Sonic.exe original game duology,
So the
the
original
Miss
then.
Crimson one.
Pretty much the one that
Uh,
started it all then.
yeah, not JC's initially, but yeah, the
So
original games.
I'm trying to be fair. I really don't want bias to like really screw up this video, but this is very subjective. So this will be based off our own opinions. It is not based off the community. So if you have a problem with that, you can
This
put
isn't
your
a be all end all.
yeah, you can. This tier list will be my definitive. I love this character, or I feel this way about this character. If you have anything to say and you feel you disagree, put it in the comments, and I will happily just ignore you. If you have anything negative to say.
Wow. Yeah, and like I have my own tier list of this. I did this before, but I didn't record any of it. Should be on my
So
Twitter, but eh.
yeah. So the original. What are we thinking? Me personally, I think in A. It's where it all started. It's because of this little simple looking goober that we got all these amazing EXEs.
Yeah,
I'd
honestly, you
say
nailed
A.
it.
Yeah, I'd say A. Not quite us, simply
Cause,
because the like it
'cause,
is
like
a
when you
very
hear,
yes, it's very simple. I feel very simple. Just the story, the premise, everything very simple. It is a good catalyst. It was a very, very, very good catalyst for
like,
everything to come. But the first execution, people will look at it and be like, "Yeah, this is cool," or "This is just garbage. It's cringy. It's very meh."
yeah, like when you think of Sonic.exe, that's what your mind defaults to.
Yeah, just bloody-eyed Sonic, teeth, everything. Just then we have all these other ones that came after. So I think A, just because he was the catalyst, not quite S because he's not grand personally. All right, so we're moving on to. I'm guessing this is the actual canon Xenophanes. This isn't like the FNF version. Like this is the actual canon Xenophanes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say this is the canon one. I'm very
Yeah.
torn because I love Xenophanes. Clearly, everyone can tell by like all the thumbnails and videos I make with using his skin and Pillar Chase 2. I I love Xenophanes. He is probably my second favorite character, but he's my second favorite in terms of design and looks of how and I guess unique powers, but because of FNF. I read his lore. I'm not too crazy about it, if you can even call it lore. Not too crazy about it. Personally, I want to say B. Like again, I don't want to be too biased. If it was up to me, I put an S. I would put him in S, hands down. I put him in S. But
Yeah. The thing that holds him down really, like, design is very good. Definitely a glow up from the first version we got of him. It's just that the creator's so secretive of her work or their work that we don't really get much info for them.
yeah, so I guess for now in secrecy because of that. I think it's just best if we just keep Xeno and B. I think, and I'm gonna be honest, yes, I know there are other EXEs that came before him, but I think because of Xeno, at least definitely in the FNF community and then as the EXE community as a whole, it is because of him. Like we're back in like the saddle, and more good stories are coming out.
Mostly.
I'd say more than few, but I think just
Yeah,
B
I mean,
because we
definitely
don't know enough.
some EXE stories do try. I'll
Yeah,
give them that.
like my story for my EXE is, I think, shaping up
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
pretty good. It's very dark. I do plan on releasing it eventually. I do want to like lead it.
eventually.
Yeah, eventually. It's just I've been very occupied. I do want to release uh the information of my EXE eventually, like either on the wiki or like do like a live reading of it. But for now, I think B is appropriate. So now we have this one. What is just the actual EXE?
The 2011 X, the new one, yes, the
Oh, okay.
canon,
Well, I can't. Okay, so that's not the
new game canon.
not the proper artwork because I'm not seeing the actual him because I like his actual like official artwork. This looks good too,
Yeah,
but it
the
doesn't.
one. Yeah, that's
It's not
Joe's
distinguished.
interpretation of him.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd say definitely solid A tier personally. I think him just it was such a breath of fresh air when I saw the videos just surfacing. Like I had no idea this was coming out. I heard there was a game in the works. I assumed it was either about like EXE or Xenophanes. I didn't know it was going to be about 2011, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know this, but it's based off the creepypasta EXE, not the game EXE. That's why he has the gray shoes, because in the creepypasta Sonic had gray shoes. Um, it's not based off the video game, it's based off the actual creepypasta, but
Except
he,
done better.
well, yeah. I think it's great that he's back. I really, really love X. He's definitely like my top 5 EXEs. Simple design, but it is so faithful to the original, especially that end like game picture of like, I am the god. Like it's perfect. But yeah, other than that, I think
Yeah,
he's a solid
definitely
A tier.
the new I am God picture is definitely done better, where he
Yeah,
just writes it on the screen
yeah, he writes
instead of
it with
just
his
it
own
popping up
blood.
somewhere.
Yeah. And we're moving on to, I'm sorry, the goat. We're moving on to the goat. He
Yep,
Lord
of
X is
course it'd be
going
an S.
firmly in S tier. This is not because of bias, though he is my favorite EXE. This is not bias. Purely Lord X. He's such a unique character. Like for me, he's the definition of EXEs that less is more. Personally, I think less is more. Like the little addition of whiskers, like the smile, the X on the stomach. Like I like how he's actually based off the classic design compared to the other ones who are based off more in the modern, aside from like the original like concepts like Excellior and all that stuff who actually are based off classic. Lord X is just a very unique character. He was the first EXE based off the canon of the original EXE that had a story, and his story is still ongoing, and there's not one thing I find iffy about it. I really do like him. I feel like he's definitely one of the best, if not the best EXE out there. Design wise, character wise, and just what you can do with him fandom wise. Personally, I like him a lot. You're more than welcome to say your thoughts on Lord X.
No, I mean honestly, you just nailed it down. I don't really have to explain much.
Yeah,
It's
like
one of the EX I didn't really hate.
I fell in love with him. Like first sight when I saw him. Like not even like the FNF mod, like the version 1.0. Like when I saw him in the game, I loved him. He was perfect in every way. I loved him. I like and just the unique. Like when I saw the skeleton hands come out of his mouth, I'm like, that's amazing. That is so unique, and I love it.
That's metal.
It is very metal. It's so good. And I can't wait for more things to come out about him. I can't wait for his official game to come out. He's the reason why my OC even exists as a whole.
Which one?
My YouTube one, Kaifu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're moving on to his son that he absolutely hates for reasons unknown. His son, I will happily say, goes into A tier. Personally, I think A tier. You can try if you want, uh, Infinite if you want to try and bump him up to an S. But you have to convince me if you want.
The thing is, like, people say that he inspired the Faker form, but in reality, he just inspired, like, the tall, lengthy monster. Like, what is it? Everybody, like, had a Faker form at one point, they just didn't utilize it as much as he did. We're like what is it? His introduction in versus Sonic.exe 2.0, like, yes, finally, it's actually Sonic. Wait, what the fuck is wrong with him?
That rocked the fandom, but I think what makes me a little upset when I look for reactions, what makes me upset is every time I try to look at like YouTubers' reactions, they're like, "Oh my god, look at GF! Ooh, look at that!" I'm just like, bro, like, just can you actually focus on the actual cool thing on the screen? Like, keep it in
Yeah,
your
the thing
pants.
is
Come on
that
now.
that GF was supposed to be a lure in as well, because notice how in like all the other opponents GF isn't there, but in specifically versus Faker, she is right there, but something's pretty off. Like
Yeah,
she doesn't have like the typical GF design.
I like the theory that just like how EXE was supposed to have guardians, like his father, supposedly, I like the thought that this GF was one of the guardians. So it gives BF a sense of security, where it's like, oh, I have
Yeah.
GF here, I'm safe. But then, God forbid, something goes south, and then she like just instantly goes after him.
Yeah, and EXE does have his own set of guardians too. Like he has a
Yeah,
Tails one of them.
yeah. Personally, like, believe it or not, and I know it's gonna sound very strange, but if this was the Faker EXE, I put him in S. I actually
The
like the Faker variant of EXE, like when he's actually in this Faker form, way more than the Black Sun form. Black Sun is great. He's so metal. His design is great. I love how he's leaking dark matter or shadows, whatever you want to call it. I love how he looks just disgusting, just lengthy, malnourished. But I think the thing is, I feel like when people think of Faker, they think of actual
yeah, they
Faker.
think
They
of the
don't think of
Faker
Black
shell.
Sun. Yeah, that's why people always say Black Sun and then Faker. They never. Most people don't connect them and say EXE. People always say Faker, Black Sun. I think Faker. I feel like with him, he's just like he. I
Yeah,
feel like
he's essentially just
revolutionized
playing
the
around.
Faker. Yeah, he revolutionized
Yeah,
like the Faker vessel, and that's what I love most about him. I love how he looks like Sonic, but there's something off. It's not like with
and then
Xeno
like
and Lord
when
X where
you
the vessels are
interact with
perfect.
him, he's essentially just messing with you. It's like playing with your food
Yeah,
before like actually digging in. And like sometimes the way he's drawn, where he's like, you know how he looks like down, but he's also given like that wide-eyed smirk and grin
yeah,
with like the eyeshadow. Yeah,
yeah.
he knows what he's doing, and he does it pretty damn well.
You know, just because like you really reminded me like of his very subtle feature script. He's going up there with his father. Just because I really
I did something right.
he because he rocked the fandom when he came out. Like, because everyone expected Xeno. No one expected his beast form, but everyone expected Xeno. Everyone expected Lord X. Everyone
Nobody
ex-
expected him because he came from Newgrounds.
yeah, he just came out of nowhere, and his introduction, at least for me, when I first played the mod, and I played it and I saw this, I was like, ooh, it's Sonic. Like, it's actually Sonic. It's nice
Or
that
at least
the
like movie
mod.
Sonic.
Well, no, I didn't even think that because I looked at him. I'm like, because like when you look at something real quick, you don't really think about it. You're like, oh, it's Sonic. It's the mod is ending off with the real Sonic. I'm like, wait a minute, something. Like I didn't even look at the name of the song. Like I feel like that's what have ruined it. Like if I look at the name of the song, I'm like, oh, okay, it's another EX. But I didn't look at the name of the song, and I was like, wow, this is something.
I also just love how Revy had to clarify that it wasn't movie Sonic in an interview.
You
And
know,
then like
yeah.
when the Sonic movie came out and that whole ending sprite thing where I had like the blue Sonic with the quills, I'm like, I could do something really funny.
Eh,
And then even then, like I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but like There was this one Tails Tube episode where it mentioned like Sonic with blue arms, and I edited it where it was where I edited it or to where it had EXE shoes.
Oh my god.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel like EXE is just next to Lord Axe, just amazing in terms of story, mystery. It's
He's
perfect.
just that cool.
Yeah, but now we're gonna move on to looks like Lord X's Guardians. I'm gonna
So
be
are we all
honest.
ranking them in the same place or?
I will go based off like for me again because this is a very subjective list. I'm gonna go based off how much I know them, how much I've seen them, and how
Yeah,
much I feel like people overall like keep them relevant. But I'm gonna be honest, most of them, I would say only like two, three of them.
yeah. I barely know any of them. The only reason why I know the fish is because Revy voices him, and then the gold one. I just know that people say that he has a very punchable face,
Honestly, I'm
according
not
to
gonna
the wiki
lie.
page.
I really thought that this one was like feminine. Is just the way like the eye
Yeah, I
is,
know.
just the
Just
way
the
he's
way he
split.
looks.
Yeah, but we're gonna go. I only know him. Keto. I love him. I'd say he's B tier. Personally,
I feel like he knows I feel like his face is the one you make. Like whenever I do something that pisses you off, I feel like that's the face you want to make. Where you're just
no.
screaming at me.
I mean, I make that face when you screw me over.
Yeah.
But like, so with Keto, Keto, I don't know how to really say his name, but I like him because he's kind of the only one that has like well-known lore compared to the rest of them. Whereas I like how
Yeah.
Lord X only made him to make fun of like religion, and it's like, oh, so now I have a guardian that is like based off that, like the religion, like the priests, and our Lord and Savior is Lord X. Like I like that, and that like Lord X made him as like a cruel joke to like religion, Christianity, like all that stuff, and I like it. Very dark. Uh, Design wise, I like him a lot. I like how he's a
Oh,
statue.
by the way, real quick, we are not dissing any type of religion whatsoever. We are just going off on the lore.
Oh yeah, no, of course. I have a good stance on like religion, but of course I'm not really. I don't diss it if you feel a certain way. I obviously Joe didn't mean this in like any hurtful way, but of course it's an EXE, so you're gonna have to be dark. Like you can't just be like all oh
You can't be all sunshine,
the
rainbows, everybody
bloody-eyed
gets to go
Sonic
home.
chases Tails and kills him. Like you gotta add more
Like, you
to it.
gotta do something different
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah. Also, I think I love about him is I really do like how he's a chess piece, and I don't know if it was intentional. I don't think it was, but I like how he's kind of resembles like the early artwork of the true vessel form for Joe, or
Mm,
that Joe made for Lord X, and I like that. That's why I always thought like he was actually like the strongest of them. Turns out it's
yeah.
actually this punchable face guy over here. He's apparently I think the strongest of them. Uh,
Supposedly.
Supposedly, I don't know much lore on them. I'm not in. I like the premise. I'm not interested in like the outcome, or I'm sorry, not the outcome. The like execution, but they're all cool. Like I think they're all cool. I like how Lord X has guardians. But now we're gonna move on. I don't know this one. I know him. I don't know his name. Do you know his name? I don't know his name.
I do not.
I do not either. But I like him, but not that much. Now I'm gonna. There's a reason why he's on C. His song is very meh. That's the only reason. His
Wait, he has
song.
a song?
He has a song. He has an FNF song, and I looked up some lore on him. He's okay. He's okay. Uh, the only reason why I don't put him in don't really know is because I do know of him. Like I read a little bit on him, but
You
other
know,
than
come to
that,
think of it, maybe we should have done some of our research first before we went into this.
well, I wanted to make this list because I feel like I know more EXEs than like most. Cause like I'm gonna tell you,
That is a line we'll cross when we come to it.
more than half of these characters I know, but most of them obviously they're gonna be some I don't know.
Like, I know a lot of EXEs. Like, no offense, but I've just been connected to the fandom slightly a bit longer since what is it, since Nightmare Beginnings came out.
Well, joke's on you. I've been with this fandom since EXE first came out.
You left it when FNAF came over.
Now, I left it only because it was getting stale. Like, it was getting to that point where it was getting very stale, and there was nothing new. Like, everyone kept treading the same waters. But anyway, let's move on. This guy, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know him. I know he's supposed to be like a jester. I don't know him.
he
Design, yeah.
he's just like me.
Hmm.
He's just like me for real.
Ugh. Yeah, you'd be him. Out of all of them, you'd be him. There's not really much to say on him. I do like his design. Um, I always
Like he's
thought
the type to
he,
pull out like
yeah.
the bicycle horn,
Being honest,
like
I
whatever
I
you like
actually thought he was
fuck
supposed to be a
shit up.
play on Majin. I really thought Lord X made like a Majin type EXE, but or like according to Joe, that like I don't think he outwardly outright said uh he's not aware of his existence. I do know he said they're not friends though. So like the whole like bromance thing that people love putting
Yeah,
Majin
no,
and
just
Lord X to. Lord X, the canon Lord X, does not care for Majin, does not care for MX. The FNF version does, not the canon version.
yep.
Now this guy. I know this guy. C. Definitely C. I forget his name.
The only
Uh,
reason why I know him is because he has the JoJo hat. That's like the only thing.
yeah, he's a JoJo reference, but I like him.
Like,
I like his
is
look.
he actually, or like, are we just grasping at straws?
I feel like he's a JoJo reference. He has literally like an outfit that screams JoJo.
Oh God, do you think he's like actually more No, no, the punchable one's the one who has the most combat prowess.
I'm not gonna stay too long on like the Guardians because again they don't
We
have
barely know half
yeah.
of these
Well, that and I don't feel like they have a lot of lore. They do, but not enough to really
yet.
grasp it. Like, yeah, well, I'm guessing he'll release more once the game comes out. So,
Yeah.
alright, so this one, I know of him, but I don't know him enough to really rank him. I'm not gonna
If
rank him.
anything, I will say I do dig the whole no face thing.
I like that. It reminds me of that one-hit song that Lord X had when, you know, it was about him and his vessel, like, dying out, and I like that song.
See, you say it where it just sounds like he's just like on a fucking hospital bed, like
I mean, with
old,
the way he
like
looks, he might as well be in a hospital bed. All right, now
Exile just
this,
like
now
father.
this
You could just birth a new
golden,
vessel
yeah, now this golden troublemaker. Definitely B tier. I'm sorry. I know
for
people.
putting him.
I
We're
like him. I think he's cool. I think his design's very nice. I could be wrong. I remember reading that Lord X made him purposely look like Supersonic, just for like obviously with the power scaling of Supersonic, and obviously you know you gotta have that like speedster.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah, I like him. Uh, I do like his voice. Uh,
You're just putting him in B because you want to punch him, do you?
no, maybe, but no. But I find it funny that Lord X made a Guardian that literally acts like EXE in the sense of him being too big for his shoes. Like he literally made a son. He pretty much made his own son. And after banishing his old one, his new one acts the exact same way. He's like, yeah, this is fine. The
See, you
fish.
say banishment. The more I just imagine like the moment EXE turned 18, he just gets kicked out of the house.
Yeah, probably. I mean, evidently that's probably what happened. Now I
The only
do.
thing I can say about this person is just fish. That is
Yeah,
it.
just fish. That's why I'm putting him in D. He's just very cool design. I really do like his premise, but not a crazy fan of. Again, it's my own ranking. Sorry if a lot of people
God, we have a
disagree.
lot to go.
That's fine. I love talking about EXE stuff, so the longer the better. Now,
Okay, so
2017
reboot canon
X.
2017X.
Yes.
So far there really isn't that much to go on other than just design. That it's supposed to be going off on the version of the old thing where it has no shoes, no gloves. It's just more like bean feet from like Sonic.exe,
The way he looked, like it reminded me of the Dark Spine Sonic from what
like
was it?
Dark
Sonic.
Sonic.
Yeah, from Sonic and the Secret
Yeah.
Rings. It looked like that.
No,
The
Dark
dark.
Sonic from Sonic.exe.
No, no,
Well,
not
just more so in
no.
terms
Like
of like,
in terms of like the hands and the feet, like the
yeah.
coloring, it looks
But
like
like
Dark
in terms
Spine.
of color,
Looks like Dark
like you know
Spine
when,
Sonic, like in terms of everything. But yeah, no, in
yeah,
terms of the coloration,
yeah,
it
just
does
in
look like.
yeah, it's Dark Sonic. Well,
But
more specifically when he's like slowly getting angry. And I believe this version of 2017 X gaslit himself into thinking he's actually Sonic. So whenever like all the other tail like characters are like cautious of him, he gets angry that they're not believing that he is Sonic. Even though yeah, he isn't. But he's gaslit himself so many times.
are you fine with a C? You gonna try and talk me into at least a B or an A?
Yeah, no, I'm fine because yeah, currently we don't have much information because like, what is it? Revi's still writing EXE stuff, mainly Faker EXE stuff, and then
Wasn't
like this is like still
2017
on
like
the
the original like Faker until she decided to make actual Faker?
yeah. Faker was supposed to be like a take on 2017 X until he became his own thing.
Hmm.
Like that's where the inspiration for like the colored arms come from.
Yeah. I like him. I think his design is very like uncanny. I like how it's
Yeah,
just
especially like
enough.
when he
Yeah.
grows into his more taller form.
Yeah. I like his design.
Like
I
he has
really
a
do. I
deformed
like the
face.
color. Like I always did love navy blue. Like I think that's probably my second favorite color. I
Yeah, we
love
just
how
more lore in this dude,
yeah.
honestly.
We just need more lore. That's the only reason why I didn't see. But design if we were just going based off designs, S tier. Definitely S tier. But since we know nothing about him, C tier.
Now the original, we put this thing in F straight away.
The why I was gonna say like at least C. I don't think he's
Like,
L.
yes, he started it all, but this version, like specifically, the this is supposed to be hit what he looks like in his like quote unquote true form or like the
Was
2017.
this based off
But
like the original EXA? I thought this was based off the
yes,
Lord
this is
X
the
because I
original
remember Lord
EXE
X in
written
his
by
original
JC.
game he looked like
This is
this.
the original JC EXE.
Ah, then what was Lord X in the original game?
Lord X was just like his like an
He
alternate
he looked like him.
like what is it? Like a time skip of the original game? Cause like yeah, he knows you've been there specifically before.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Good God, we have so much.
That's why he like changes it up. And then I don't know this one
I
either,
don't
so
know him either. I genuinely don't know him. It looks like Eggman. I'm guessing it's probably based off like an EXE story.
no, I believe this one I saw him a while back, like just today. The next one. Yeah, next in the list. Yeah, Lord Mortis. Supposedly he's a official EXE, but in terms of how that works, I have no idea how.
That's weird because if you like over here, like you have Starved and then you have Furnace. Like I never considered Furnace an EXE character. I never considered
Like I just
Starve an EXE character personally. Like an
like the only
EXE
reason why
character, yes. A
Starve is
Sonic.exe
classified as an
character, no.
EXE is because the mod. But in reality, he's just more of like a creepypasta type character, not really
Okay.
a
Who's
type.
this? He looks familiar.
Lord Mortis.
He looks very familiar.
Lord Mortis. I saw him on the continued Sonic.exe wiki. Supposedly he's what is it? The an official EXE, but I don't know.
What would you rank
Let's
him?
just put him in don't really know.
Don't know? Alright, that's fair. Might as well, because we don't know him, so we might as well.
Yeah. All right,
This,
now here's one
this
we know.
fucker. This fucker. I remember, like, I'm sorry to anyone who's, like, was affiliated or made, like, the original, like, Excel layer and all this stuff. They didn't hold a candle to this guy. This guy took the concept of Sonic.exe and then changed it up so nicely. Not drastically, not like Lord X or Xeno, but
Yeah.
just enough to
I
where it
I
was
understand. I
beautiful.
understand.
Like I'm not a crazy fan of this look, but it's still nice. Like it makes sense because the thing that bothers me is a lot of people say, "Oh, Sonic.exe should never evolve to look different. He should always just look like a bloody-eyed Sonic," and I disagree. I like when people take that form and then change it. I love this
Yeah, like an
character.
evolution
I
type
think
thing.
A. I definitely think A. His like the animations were so good. And I
Yeah, and
think
then
the
like his
final
old
one's coming out soon too. which I'm excited for.
And what is it? What is it? His story for it is that he was supposed to be like uh was it? He had the DNA of like the original Sonic, and it looked like he was trying to be like a proto Metal Sonic hybrid, but it went wrong, and then he just kind of like became his own interdimensional being.
I like the theories that surrounded this guy when that episode came out when it showed Eggman made him. A
Yeah.
lot of people thought it was because originally everyone thought that Metal Sonic was a roboticized Sonic. I think Sega confirmed it's
Yeah,
not.
I remember seeing those theories.
I remember people saying that this is an roboticized Sonic, but obviously because of the trauma and like the mutations, it just went horribly wrong, and he's already too far like damaged.
Yeah, although I did see from like the community tab, the actual Sonic is still like somewhere because there's like a quote unquote super form of like Sonic, but he's like really teal blue.
That's
Like
interesting.
all of
That
his
I
body
didn't
is
know
teal
of.
blue.
That I did not know of.
And then of course we got the whole kaiju monster with this thing.
Yeah, I remember that. So now we have, what's that, Sally.exe?
Sally underscore alt.
So is this based off the original, like, Sonic.exe quotations
Sally
2? Or is this, like, a
sorta,
different
it
one?
kinda has its own canon where it takes place, like, somewhere in the Archie comics maybe, but, like, what was it? Like, Sonic.exe reigned, Sally underscore alt took over, and then, like, there was, like, a whole thing with that.
I
The
remember
thing
when,
is, this thing has been, like, passed around to Joe because of False Cow, originally outed Revy out for, like, false allegation stuff. But then when people started catching on, it's like, "Hey, wait a minute, this evidence ain't catching up." False Cow threw, like, a fit or something and then left Twitter entirely and the internet. So now she's kinda just in, like, the hands of Joe, but Joe really doesn't wanna do anything because Sally.exe was, like, a ripoff of, Sonic, specifically the Chillin' version
yeah, I
in
remember,
terms of, like,
yeah.
the special stages, the wall spikes, and then Sonic getting crushed.
I remember back when Joe was asked, like, are you gonna do anything with Sally? And I think he either said one of two things. I think it was either he has no plans of doing it, or Sally actually doesn't exist in this world, and therefore, like the
In
events of
his words,
Sally.exe,
sorry.
shut up, the events of Sally.exe can't happen. And then I
And then
remember every
Sonic.exe 2 happened.
that, and I remember people saying like, "Oh, but look at the
I
FNF
mean,
mod with Lord X's Wrath. Like, Sally's in there." It's like, yeah, it's FNF. Like, not that's not canon.
anybody can be in there.
Yeah, anyone. Like, literally, fucking. You could put like
Like,
every
literally,
EXE
if we
in
made our
one.
own mods, we could throw in both of our own knowings just because.
Yeah, we can throw in our own EXEs just for the hell of it and say, yeah, we exist.
Although, to be fair, our mod would probably be like a love letter for Sonic Pulse.
Now, it's hard to say because I do like Sally.exe, not the game. I like the premise of Sally.exe. I like when people say that she's the bride of Sonic.exe. Kind of like the bride of Frankenstein. I like that. Like, I think it's interesting. Because again, like, Sonic.exe, depending on which version, will always try and mimic Sonic. That's why you'll never see Sonic.exe kill Sonic. He'll always try to perfectly
Like,
match
save him
them.
for a special someone.
Yeah.
Like his favorite victim, Tom.
It's like him putting him in like a glass cage and be like, "You're my most prized possession." You know, it's like a
it's like
collector.
it's like a Transformers display.
Pretty much. That's my thing. So again, I don't really know where to rank her. I'm gonna rank her in C, just because only because of one thing. I did like how I think what was it? I think it was either Spirits of Hell or something like that. One of those mods where
Spirits of Hell, where Sally played like big role.
yeah, and like she was the
And she
bride.
was actually
She
Sally, like
yeah,
freedom fighter Sally.
she was the bride of Xenophanes, and I liked that a lot. I absolutely enjoyed that. I thought it was unique. Uh, but I can't rank her any higher because she's everywhere. This is not a specific version. I think this is
Yeah.
just overall Sally.
Like overall,
Yeah.
Sally.exe.
My boy Sunky.
All right, then
Sorry.
we got the most
Joke
powerful
exe.
thing. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's a joke.
parody, parody.
Parody. I do like how canonically he's the strongest.
Yeah, he just
Apparently.
prefers his time eating cereal and dancing.
Yeah, and I do like how there's a Sunky PC port. I love it. It was the best. Seeing Sunky in like the Lord-X palette was adorable and hilarious.
It's like seeing an old friend you haven't seen in a long time.
Right, yeah. I love Sunky. I think his games are perfect. I love his Sunky.exe or whatever like games they were called. I love them.
Sunky.mpeg,
Yeah, MPEG, I love him.
Sally.tiff.
He's adorable, he's perfect. I love him. He is a joke though. I can't really rank him. Uh but if I had to rank he'd be S. Just straight S.
Yes.
Alright, so now we're moving on to Needle Mouse. So
Exiled is crying right now.
shush. I know I'm pretty sure she's going through like I think like a rework, right? Right, they're like
What is it?
reworking the
The
story.
state is that currently, because Needle Mouse was female, everybody went a bit over crazy, and then at that point, Joe just like, okay, we can't have this anymore.
Now
So that's why a
who
speed
owns
duo
Needle Mouse?
exists.
I never got that. Who actually owns Needle Mouse?
Hmm?
Who owns like the quote unquote rights Needle Mouse?
Like the concept or like the exe?
Overall, just
Oh, shut up, Jojo.
uh,
Yeah,
I always thought it was a Revi character just because how like
yeah,
unique
because
and
like back
similar.
then
Yeah,
they,
and for some
yeah, back then they were
reason
being shipped.
EXE and Needle Mouse were shipped, which I don't know how that would work story wise, but uh. I like Needle Mouse. It's a very unique concept. I like how it's a human, like
Yeah,
a disturbed soul. I like that. And also because she is one of the main catalysts for my own EXA. Uh, she's the
you'll
main
see very
reason.
soon.
Yeah,
You'll see
hopefully.
very soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully very soon. She's a catalyst, and I like her design, and I really do like how it's a human piloting the vessel, and there's something higher up, like influencing
Yeah,
her.
like the human piloting the vessel, and then there's like the actual entity that's actually manipulating her into doing it.
I remember the speculation when Xenophanes came out. Everyone thought it was actually Xenophanes that was the higher power. And then people, when they saw the version
The reveal trailer
3.0,
for
yeah, they thought, oh
Luther.
my god, he is. And I actually believed it for a time, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish that was the case, because that would be very interesting. It would give Xeno more, like, lore, but I don't think that's the case anymore.
I did hear in a Q&A between was it the character of Needle Mouse and Luther that
Yeah,
Sarah did know about other EXEs, but she herself prefers to be in the spotlight.
yeah. I also like the speculation. At least back then. I don't know where it stands now. You can correct me if you know.
That Lord X hates human EXEs.
Yes. Just because he doesn't like humans. But then that contradicts some stuff that, like, Lord X does, like, these stuff, or these things in game
Yeah,
for
like
the
his
player's
games.
enjoyment. Because he knows humanity. Like, he knows humans respond to, like, fear and violence in a positive manner.
I think he can't fathom the fact that like a human is somehow worthy enough to be like on par with beings like them,
That's fair, yeah.
supposedly.
Yeah. Alright, now, Luther. Uh, I'd say honestly,
This man goes through a lot of suffering.
I'd say B. I do like the premise of Luther. I don't like him more than Needlemouse. I definitely feel like Luther is a very unique character. I like how Tails is standing up to a Sonic.exe character. That is nice.
Yeah, I think that's like
Yeah, because
I think that
every
was the
single
main reason why
interpretation.
like
Yeah,
Alan in the Lord XPC port, he just looks so miffed.
yeah, it makes sense. He's fucking. He
I
probably
also
knows all
ended
the
up
stuff that goes
watching
on.
I ended up like researching Speed Duel a while back as well. The Tails vessel, the character Jason, he has his head cut off. Like
Oh wow,
there is no head for
no head.
Tails. Huh?
Interesting. No, I'm listening.
But what is it? Although Jojo did say that he can't say why Tails is so badly damaged for his vessel.
Probably not yet. They might spoil some things for like the game or
Yeah.
anything. So if the game's taking this long to make, then there's gonna be a lot to it. Like it's gonna be more grander scale than like the 2011
Yeah, it
EXE game.
definitely does feel bigger than Needle Mouse. It's just kind of like hard to follow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Luther's cool. I like how it's a Tails character surviving and standing his own against a Sonic.exe type character.
Yeah.
Thank God, because Tails always gets the rough end of the shaft. By the way, I'm just gonna go through a quick tangent. I always felt it was stupid that Tails would die first. I always thought it should have been Eggman, so it should have been, like, based off like Sonic's, like, I guess respect
Like
for
Sonic's like
respect for
Sonic
like
has
each
like a tier
character.
list of who he hates the most.
Yeah, and then EXE just takes his like, all right, so I'm gonna kill this one first. He hates him the most, and then he
You
loves
think
him. I'll
kill
leave that
Jet
one
the
last.
Hawk?
Shit, he would probably kill Jet the Hawk first.
Fuck a desk.
But yeah, I'd say I always thought it was EXE should kill based off like the relationship Sonic has with the characters. So I thought that in
That him killing
EXE,
Tails and looked off.
well, he would have gone for Eggman first, because that's the villain. I'll make short work of them. Then he goes for like the rival, which is Knuckles around that time. And then he would go for the best friend last. I always felt like it was always weird that he would go for Tails first. I guess realistically, Tails is not that.
Smart.
No, well, no, it's not that he's smart. He's not as competent as like the others when it comes to like fighting, like one on one,
I
no
mean,
gadgets.
unless you want to count Tails as like Game Boy Adventures games, where he's just
We don't
packed
talk
with
about this.
bombs.
We do not talk about those. All right, let's move on.
Oh god, we are not opening a we're not opening a Canon Tails versus Sonic.exe fight. Moving
Tails
on.
worms. All right. I
A
don't know who
speed
this
duo.
is. That. Oh, you know this one?
That is the reinterpretation of Needle Mouse. There's no
Oh
female character, it's
yeah.
just some demon.
Right. I see. Premise wise, I like that. I remember this one. Yeah. Now, yeah. Like I like the premise. Very cool. We just know nothing about it. I'd say D, just because again the premise
Yeah.
very cool. We know
I
nothing about this one.
can give you a little bit of info though. This is like what is it? There's Shut Up Jojo has done a lot of clue stuff for like his community tabs and whatnot. And there was in the description of the most recent one. Tom is the one who actually gets the axe, and Kyle is the one who's playing the game.
Yeah.
And then what is it? I think it's hinted that Tom is the one who is actually piloting the Sonic vessel, the one with the white mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this version is just like some random dude.
Yeah. That makes sense. Now we're gonna move on to my top
Fatal
five
error.
favorite EXEs. Fatal Error.
Well, what is it? The creator said that he really isn't much more of an EXE. He's just kind of like his own thing. But he does use like the Sonic thing a
So
lot.
so here's the thing that bothers me with that is I will never call a character Sonic.exe. I consider Sonic.exe as a term. So Fatal Error falls under that term because he is a Sonic.exe type character. Anything involving Sonic that involves like all this
Like a
corruption, yeah,
corrupt type
that
version of
that's
Sonic.
that's what Sonic.exe is. It's a term now. It's not a character. It's a term.
Yeah.
And Fatal Error is literally the Ultron of Sonic.exe characters, and I love it. It's true. It's true. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. He's not the Ultron
I
of
don't know. I
Sonic.exe
haven't
characters.
seen like any of the Marvel movies past Endgame.
Well, no, don't look at Marvel Age of Ultron. That does Ultron so dirty. I'm talking about Ultron like from like the comics, the games, the
Also,
old
side note, is it
shows.
weird that Ultron just kind of looks like the Last Night Megatron?
I guess Ultron did it first though, so. But
Like that's
I
what threw
will,
me off.
yeah,
But
I will say Fatal
like if
Error.
you put Ultron and Megatron together, I
Yeah,
would have not told the difference.
no, they both look
Anyways,
like
back to topic.
Bayverse characters. But I will say Fatal Error, so cool, like so unique. I like how it's an actual computer virus slash AI instead of just like either a demon or an extraterrestrial being. Like it's unique. I like that. I don't really think there was anything before him like that. I'm not a
Yeah.
crazy fan of how they're redesigning him. I don't like how he looks very like scruffed and furry. I like that simple just text and zeros and ones on his body. I feel like it looks better. I don't know if that changes canon now. I don't know. But
All right,
S tier,
before we go
solid
to the
S tier.
next one, I just need the bathroom.
Oh, of course you do.
Please. Give me a minute.
So I guess while we wait, I'll do some of the ranking myself, and then we'll come back to when he comes back. So this guy, Innocence, I know him. I'd say like just in terms of design, so cool. He's very cool in terms of design, so good. Uh, but I will say I don't know much about him. I'm sure my friend knows a lot more about him. But he's very cool. Like I, design wise, it's just very freaky, and I like that white and black shading. It's so good. Genuinely, I'd say B. I gotta read up more on his lore. I don't know if there's any lore in him right now, like in depth lore, but I love him to death. So we'll move on to Starved Eggman. Starved Eggman definitely is a very nice take.
Okay, we're back.
Oh, good.
Back.
Look who joined the party. I only did one without you.
It's fine.
Innocence.
I really didn't care much for Innocence
I
anyways.
like him. I think he's a very good looking design. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's a very cool take. I don't know his lore.
Yeah, from what
No.
I'm
Yeah.
remembering, he's a yokai
Yeah.
who supposedly manipulates children into like the game.
And that's
And
like
then,
that's
oh,
perfect for a Sonic game. That's perfect because a bunch of children play like the game. So yeah, I'd say B just
okay,
because there's not a ton on him, but I'd say B.
yeah,
Now we're going to Starved Eggman. What do you think? I'm curious on your ranking.
okay.
What do you think?
So yes, FNF did skyrocket him, but like, what is it? In terms of the actual story, people really shouldn't overlook it and just like instantly default to like, what is it? Prey and what was the other song? Fight or Flight.
Yeah, Fight or
We
Flight.
should like really read the character lore first before associating what is it? The FNF stuff.
Well,
Because that's
yeah.
what all people do now.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna jump on that point. So, and this might counter your point a little bit. I feel like if you're gonna put a character, because FNF is a great way to promote characters. And that's why Sonic.exe is so popular now, because it promoted these characters and then it makes you want to read into them. I feel like it should be opposite. Like the if the song portrays who they are in very brief cliff note versions of just how the character is, like when you saw Lord X in his in Cycles, you got like the sense of, oh, he's a gentleman, like he's calm, collected, like he's more than just a killer. I feel like if you
Was
put him in an FNF song, he should be depicted somewhat
in
in
that
the
regard.
song to his like creepypasta. So I kind of disagree with that point, but I do understand why you have that point personally.
Because what is it? I think what they did was made the starve the FNF character first before like the actual story.
Yeah, that's fair. I would say personally, I think a solid A.
Were you about to put him in joke
No,
EXEs?
he's not a joke. He's not a no. I was going slow for dramatic effect. Shut up. I think A, solid A. He's very
And
good.
yeah, I do think the concept is pretty good because like yeah, you don't really know what Mobian meat tastes like, so it probably does have like an effect on like his entire skin. He
Yeah,
does keep his what is it? He does keep his 300 IQ. He's just like very hungry.
yeah, because that's what I like. It's there are certain meats out there that certain like people just can't consume, and it will like affect them. It's kind of like with cannibals. It's like people who eat other people. Our body was not made for it. So maybe like human, since he's like pretty much, well, depending on what continuity you want to go based off, he's like the
And
only
like what is it?
human.
Technically Mobians are somewhat animals, so to speak. They just have like a more humanoid body type.
And not to
I mean
mention
besides
it's
the big massive
flickies.
bobblehead.
It's flickies. You know, like we don't
Yeah.
know like how much power they have. It could be affecting him like negatively. But I like that. So when I move on to Furnace, I honestly don't. like it's strange because I don't consider him an EXE character. The premise makes sense. I don't really consider him an EXE character, but if we
But
have to
like,
do
yeah,
that,
he literally is just a furnace.
but like I'd say in terms of design and like his freaking just appearance, like everyone couldn't decide like what his design looked closely as. I like how it's a combination of like Metal Sonic and Mecha
Like
Sonic
Metal Sonic
2.0.
2, the silver one, and then Metal Sonic Mark 3, the yeah.
Yeah, I'd say just more so just Metal
Also,
Sonic and
people keep saying that like Sonic should be able to take down like Furnace. Like, yeah, Game Sonic could, but this is like an AU.
I personally
And
I
let's be
kind of
honest here,
disagree.
the super peel out is kind of useless. Like, yeah, you could reach top speed, but you're not really protected.
I kind of disagree. I
That
feel like Furnace is
like,
very like strong. Like he, I remember
yeah, if you
somewhere
run
in the
into like any
forums.
piece
Yeah,
of metal, it's gonna hurt.
I feel
I
like
know that
in the.
firsthand.
Well, of course you do, but I feel like in
Hey,
the forums.
Walmart doesn't pay me much.
I remember in the forums they said like this one was supposed to be as strong as like Metal Sonic, but obviously more cruel. So you apply that to like how Metal Sonic was, he's gonna succeed pretty easy.
I remember seeing this one animation where like, yeah, Sonic was running as like the final end of Prey, and then like and then Furnace just punches him in the skull, and you can see it cracking.
Ugh.
Yeah, going at high speed and flying into a metal object, it's gonna break your skull.
Oh yeah, of
Do you
course.
guys not like understand how physics work?
Right. Nah, but
I swear, some of y'all don't take college classes.
running to the floof, quite literally the floof of EXEs. I don't really know how to rank him because
I know he's gone through like so many design changes. I don't really know what his lore is now.
it's very
Like,
weird
yeah, it's
that
probably like
they.
still a split between quote unquote Hog the Tenrec and Sonic, but like,
It's very
eh,
strange that they. I understand why, but it's very strange that he is his own thing. I understand why, because he is his own character, and then Scorch is like again his own character. It's like Bruce Banner turning into the Hulk. That's literally what that is.
yeah.
But I find it weird that like EXE doesn't at least get like his faker form. But if we have to rank him, there's a good bit of lore on him. I personally would recommend him B, Scorch A. I think Scorch definitely is an A character. Design wise, I like how he's a play on EXE, and I really do like how it's like a Bruce Banner type ordeal where it's there's the man and then the beast, and the beast is
Yeah.
an extension of you, and I like that. I would say
Yeah, but in terms
him
of
be
the Beast is like a deformed Sonic who's just very mad that this weird looking Tenrec, like heavy quotes Tenrec, took his place.
yeah. It's cool. It's the creepypasta is nice. I like it. I don't know who the hell this is.
I know, me neither. I saw
Yeah.
him once, but I literally have no idea who this dude is.
Him. I remember him. I remember when
Yeah, I
when
remember him too.
3.0 was
Gradius
coming
and
out,
Demigiri.
people said that he was replacing Faker. I'm just like,
Nope.
what? Like,
And
no.
then people just realized that On My Way was a thing, then like, yo, wait.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't really know much about them. I'm gonna be honest. Do
Me
you?
neither. I
Yeah.
heard that Demogiri was like some sort of like archangel who just protects people, like protects whoever in who's playing the Sonic 3
Yeah.
cartridge game.
No, that makes sense.
And then
Him.
Genesis, I remember him being like specifically a Sonic creepypasta character.
Yeah. I
And that's where the whole Sonic has passed burning Sonic thing came from.
is the burning Sonic not on here? Does he not count as his own
Uh,
EXE? No,
well,
I
I mean,
don't
he's
see him.
kinda just like a background character in the
Oh, so
story.
he's like the main character.
Yeah,
I'd say C.
Genesis is the
Perfect.
main
Yeah.
character. Sonic's just like the victim.
I like how he looked burnt. I like it. I definitely say C. There isn't too
Yeah.
much on him, and I don't really see enough people really talk about him. So he's kind of like one of those EXEs that's yeah, you acknowledge him, he exists. He has a killer song. I love his song. I love all the remixes, but he's just very meh. This character, this is the redesign of the other one
For
with
the
like
boy.
with the no face.
Yeah.
Didn't he change it because he was tired of people being like he looks too much like Majin. He can't look like that, right? Isn't that the reason?
Yeah, yeah.
Personally,
I think
I
so.
liked the whole like Majin mask. I thought it was cool that there
Yeah,
was
I
an
know. It's
entity that
great.
looked like Majin. You know, like it's like his own version. I don't know. I know his lore. I remember the story. It was very sad. I remember,
I know.
he
It was like
was, you know,
it was like a Sonic who got because like Eggman won, and he Sonic tried to use the Time Stone as a last ditch effort. But since Eggman was Little Planet now, he couldn't really do anything. So he kind of like got displaced in like a void time in a while, but like due to him running, he came back, but he was like heavily disfigured. And then when he tried to get like Tails for help, he like sucked him in.
yeah. And then all he can hear is just Tails screaming inside, and he would freak. He can't handle it. Yeah, very sad. But
I
I
do,
definitely say B, just because I
and
again
another
he's one
thing
of
I
those
do like,
EXEs. Yeah, he's one of those
I
EXEs
do
that just
like the what is
doesn't
it?
show up a lot. I definitely feel
Yeah,
like he's just again he's one of those EXEs that had like a lot of popularity when he first came out, and then now he's very just like subjective in the
he's
sense of
there.
like, oh yeah, I know him, but I don't really have any interest in him right now.
Because like the thing is, I do like how like it's implied that he has like his power is very destructive. Like no one can fathom the no face, and then his spin dash is also pretty destructive as well.
Yeah, no, it makes
And the
sense.
fact that he can kind of like time travel, and he also has a motorbike in one of the pictures I saw, so that's pretty cool.
It pains me that Xenophage is on B. Like, I wish I could put him in A, but just realistically, I can't put him any higher because we know nothing about him.
And then Requital, I
This
think
is this
it
is for
is.
the Tales from Start, right? No,
No, no, no, no.
no,
It's
I'm
a
thinking
different
because
thing.
the
It's
freaking
from
artwork. Yeah,
it's the BF and Pico versus Requital.
I know nothing about him. I'm gonna be honest, nothing about him.
I remember that it's like Tails that got so sick and tired of being pushed around because whenever like those instances where like Mario sacrifices Yoshi in order to like, get the end goal.
Oh, it's one of those where I
Yeah, it's one
sacrifice
of
my
those.
partner. Wow.
Yeah, like the reason why he has this mask is because he's like so disfigured and discolored.
Well, yeah, I do remember reading up on this. Yeah, I remember that. I
And then yeah, he
think
has a knife, and then he's the main opponent for both BF and Pico. Like they work together for that. There's a song about it.
yeah, I'd say C, just because again I feel like he doesn't come up that much. He's just one of those EXEs again that have popularity in the moment and then just kind of fell into obscurity.
Yeah.
Ooh, this guy, what's his name? I forget his name.
Slash
Slash
with a 4.
with a four. Is he too cool for you? I
Well, a lot of
I
cool dude.
remember this
Like I
EXE.
remember his teaser trailer, and then he didn't
Yes,
show up.
this EXE.
It never got finished.
Yeah, this EXE, I remember rocked the Sonic.exe FNF fandom because he was playing out like he was like the strongest or like the most like intricate EXE. Like, oh, they all see themselves as gods. Well, let's see how they handle a true god. Like, I like that, and I do
Like
like,
the only thing I can remember about his teaser trailer is that there was a PS2 startup.
yeah, I like how there's a song that has him and Fatal Error like talk to each other, like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
because both of them have one thing in common. They don't like EXEs. They find them as like just abominations and just these things that just should not exist. And I guess I can't really. I guess the best way I can say it is just they find them cringe. That's literally it.
it
I there isn't a lot of lore in
reminds me
him
of
though,
like
is
that
there?
one. It reminds me of that one picture. It's like, oh, that's your OC cringe. No,
Yeah,
you're cringe.
there's not much lore in
And
him,
they're
is
just like
there?
crying. Yeah, he got like
He was exclusively an
originally he
FNF
was
character. I remember.
originally he was owned by Mars Starbro, but I think he got passed around to like someone
Oh,
else. I
he's a
don't really
Mario
know
Star
anymore.
Bro EXE. Yeah, no
Yeah.
wonder, because Mario Star Bro got like bullied so much. So
Oh, do you remember when people were memeing on Endless Encore because Majin sounded like Timmy Turner's dad?
yes, I do remember. I'd say
I don't think that was much of bullying, but I think it was just like a funny thing to point
no, yeah,
out.
no, it was funny. Where would you rank him? I personally, I want to rank him high, but realistically, I can't.
Like I'd probably put him in C. Like he's not bad, but like I want to know where his story goes from now.
Honestly, I'd say he's higher than these three. Because
Yeah.
design wise, he's very cool. Like, I like how he has, like, the hands coming out of the head. Like,
He's
I
got
love
like
that.
extra hands.
Who's
Like
this
you're
guy?
telling me that both Fatal Error and what is it, Slash would be at a standstill, locking arms.
Yeah. Who the hell is this? He looks
No
familiar.
idea. Put him in. Really don't know.
Okay, really don't know. He's easy as that. This
Ah, okay.
guy.
Rerun. Another human character.
I remember this one.
I remember
Uh,
seeing the sprites for it too.
I don't know much on his lore. I'm gonna be honest. I
Her
don't
lore.
remember. Her lore, excuse me. I don't remember
Yes.
much on her lore. Do you? Because I don't remember.
I remember that she was like an animator working on for like Sonic cartoon, but she got overworked and she fucking died.
Oh my
But
god.
like somehow her soul possessed one of the cartoon stuff.
Uh,
That she also
yeah.
had like, and that what is it? There were the creator is friends with what is it? You remember when I talked about Mizuki, right? Like
Yeah.
Karen Mizuki. Yeah, the creator of those who are friends. They actually said that Mizuki and what is it? Rerun are actually like well sibling type characters. They're not like blood related, but like sibling type things. That's like old canon, but like that's something I read.
Realistically, again, because I
Oh right. The human's name is Lilith. Lilith.
realistically,
Yeah.
again, like I sound like a broken record, but I feel like this is an EXE that was cool around the time it came out, and then just fell to obscurity. Like,
Yeah, I like the
yeah.
design though, because it's like it has the normal Sonic torso, but everything's been like stretched out.
Yeah. And also because it makes sense, because like it's kind of like Bendy and the Ink Machine. It's like the animators did all this stuff with like ink or like traditional like art styles, and then of course like the Bendy
The ink
vessel is
machine
going
thing
to
is like you
be
weren't supposed to do
yeah,
that.
but more sense of the Bendy like vessel itself. Like it's going to be melty and like stretched. 'Cause, that's what happens when ink is unattended to.
Yeah.
Who the hell is this? I
That's
have
supposed to be the new Exterion.
that's exterior.
Yeah.
That's exterior. No, I'm sorry. F. What the hell is that?
I was supposed to alright, so alright, so besides like X to hair, it's like an X out. I mainly just recreate EXEs on poles as close to their canon counterpart. I was supposed to do Exterion at the time where he had a head, but then it switched to like him being a line. I'm like, what the
I'm
like
all for
obviously now
being
I could
different. Yeah,
probably do it because you could just erase the head off, but like still.
I'm all for being different, but that's just
How
it's
was I
just weird.
supposed to recreate this dude?
Yeah, right. Isn't this the
On my
giraffe
way.
head
This
freaking fucking?
Yes, this was the very long, lengthy one. He was
No,
supposed to be a
F.
joke. Yeah, he's a joke
He's
EXE.
always a joke. I didn't know he was a joke.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
because he was based on a meme called "Me on My Way" and was like some long dude, and then
Is
someone just drew Sonic.exe over it.
gotcha. Who the hell is
God,
this? That's a joke. I'm
uh,
guessing.
I guess somewhat. It's supposed to be like a what is it? A goofier Lord X. So
Oh,
I
then joke.
guess
It's a joke. I'd say
yeah.
it's a
And
joke.
then I'm that's probably the same thing. I don't know it either.
This one? Who the hell's this one?
Yeah, that one.
Alright.
Probably the same thing as the last one we put in, but I just don't know.
I just put don't know. Who's
Okay,
this?
Melthog. I remember seeing him once and then never saw it again.
Eltog?
Melthog,
Yeah, I
yes.
don't know anything. I don't know.
It was supposed to be in like a Sonic Schoolhouse part for the versus
See, that
Sonic.exe
sounds cool. I
thing.
like Sonic Schoolhouse. I like that. I like stuff that does, like, with that. Do you want to rank him? Because I don't know where to rank him.
I probably put him in D. Like he's just had so little time.
Yeah. This. Is that also
Meat
Meltog?
Hog was
Oh,
made
Meat
by
Hog.
Kubi Quark, who also had a hand in playing with Revy's stuff. Like design wise, it's cool. It's based on the actual food,
I like how it's droopy.
but there really isn't just the like there was an infograph, but like it didn't really go anywhere.
What are you thinking you'd rank him?
Uh I mean, on my bias, it's because of like the creator just being a dick and be like,
Well,
yes, the
remember,
design is
we
good,
gotta
but
associate
like
the
if you're looking,
creations away from the creator. Like we
I
can't
know,
we can't let that be the reason why we rank them so low.
I know, but like in terms of actual lore, there just really isn't that much to go off,
You want to do
other
F
than
then?
like, yeah,
Yeah. Who the hell's this?
Don't know.
Don't know. Okay. This one?
Okay, so half of these are like Avery characters.
Ah. So, what would you
Like,
say?
I really don't mind it that much. Like, there was a point in time where I just didn't know what the fuck Echidna was. Especially the purple one. I couldn't tell if it was a mix between Knuckles or Tails.
So, what would you say?
I definitely remember seeing the green one being like Duke X or something.
You wanna put like just don't know just to make it easy because we don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah. What about this
that
one?
one, that one, that's Echidna as well.
Isn't isn't this the one that I forget which one's the one that turns into like the
It's
tall
essentially,
faker lookalike?
uh,
Is he even on here? Look, he looks like him. I
yeah,
remember.
yeah, I think that's one. I think that's supposed to be another fucking Echidna owned by
Yeah,
Rightverse, but
there's a
like then
lot
again,
of like Wakindas.
although then again, Echidna is essentially just like a faker clone.
Oh yeah,
So it's like, yeah,
I
because
wouldn't
like,
say
yeah,
clone. I'd say
Rightverse made Echidna.
inspiration. I'd say inspiration because it's cool enough to be its own thing. Just like Hog. Hog is his own thing. To where I wouldn't like I compare them, but I wouldn't say rip off.
Yeah, but when you do look at like the original Echidna sprites, yeah, it does look exactly near what is it? Divide's work.
What would you rank this one then? I'd say like B or C. I wouldn't say any higher.
DRC? Yeah, I
Unless you
just
have
don't like.
something.
I haven't caught up with like the Echidna or like chaotic. Oh wait, no, okay, that's chaotix. That's chaotix. The other one's Echidna. Okay,
I thought this one was chaotix.
no, that's Echidna.
Oh, okay. So what would you
Yeah,
rank this one?
these Knuckles EXEs just take the same premise that I got them
Yeah,
mixed up.
yeah.
Okay,
The
so chaotix just goes in like C, mainly because I don't know where the story is now.
that's fine.
And then that's also like another chaotix form,
Yeah, it looks cool.
I believe. Yeah, it's like a mix of Tails and Knuckles, but like I don't know where the story is from now.
I actually kind of remember the story for this one. It's very just, so it's alright. Very,
And then
it's
I
AJ.
think what is it? That one is a joke EXE. I don't
Uh,
know.
I have
I don't
no
know
idea
about
this
this one
one. No,
either.
we don't know this one either. Oh.
Okay, curse.
I,
Oh boy.
I feel
Where do we go with this?
so. I don't care if people think I'm a weirdo. I think Curse is cute. I'm not. I think Curse is cute. I like the redesign of Curse. I feel like the redesign of Curse is actually like a proper EXA. It makes sense.
Which one?
So the one with like the thorns, like the black thorns kind of coming
Hmm.
around them. I like that one
Yeah.
because it's actually a proper curse. Whereas you know and like dark. Whereas this one, it's
It's essentially just like a really worst case of bad luck where everybody just dies.
yeah. Like this one, I like the karma, like the weird like bad karma. The story is very sad. Isn't it's the same story where like Tails was the girl? I think Eggman
Yeah,
takes this
Tails was just being a
Sonic.
piece of shit.
Yeah, Eggman was like taking this Sonic into his care, and
Yeah.
I like him. I'd say like C. I wouldn't say any higher.
Yeah, like I really don't mind. Like rip into me like fans all you want. I just don't care.
I like him.
Like I don't
Yeah
hate him, but I don't have to like him either.
yeah. I like how he's like a you know he's very calm. You know even after everything that's happened to him.
Yeah.
Just
And
one
then
image. No, just two
normal
images.
CD for both.
I
Uh I'd probably just put him in F
really.
because I don't remember the story for the life of me.
I don't remember the story. I remember this one is from FNF. This one is from FNF.
Yes.
I'll happily rank them D just because their song is very good. I like the song a lot. Personally, who the hell? That
Okay,
looks cool,
so
but who the hell is
that's
that?
Alpolion, which was a character for well, I think the original was made by Right Person and Jack Gore took over. I just don't know if he actually did anything with him other than the design.
He looks. I'll give him a D just for the design because he looks
Yeah.
really good. Like I'd say more so than like this guy. Ah,
And
the
then that I
mustard
don't
Sonic. Gotcha.
Oh, I
Hell.
remember this one. This was made with the same thing as Fatal Error. Same
Oh,
creator.
so it's the D
It's the
the D side of Fatal Error,
no, it's not. Well,
right? Because it looks like
no, it was like I think it was like Anti X or something was his name, and that it was
looks like
Mighty who got
Mighty.
the Phantom Ruby.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him. I'm just gonna put it
I
in there.
don't think that's a D side's Mighty. That's
It
just
looks like a D. Well, I just associate any like Mighty
like
EXE to
Purple
be a D
Mighty.
side. Yeah. What the hell is this?
Uh, that's another EX. Well, EXE. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm just
Made
gonna
by
put him in
what is it?
don't know.
Yeah, just don't know. Some of these are gonna be a lot of don't knows.
Who the hell is this? Oh, he has a
Well,
collar. How cute.
are you into that stuff?
Anyway, moving on.
I remember seeing him on the EXE wiki once and then never again because it got wiped.
I don't know.
I also remember seeing that on Twitter a lot. Don't know either. Sync. Wait, maybe?
That is
No, it's
not
not Sync.
sync.
That's not
That
Sting.
is
It has the
not
whiskers.
sync. I'm about to say it has
I just
not sync.
associate green because like half the time he's just submerged in the labyrinth.
It's like oil. It's like oil green. I wouldn't say it's green. It's like
Yeah.
oil green. I don't.
Don't know.
Weeb weeb knuckles. Gotcha. He looks familiar.
Uh, I think this was like
Oh,
Piracy
that's the
Sonic, maybe.
piracy Sonic. I love him. B, definitely
Yeah,
B. I
I
love
can't say
piracy
for sure
Sonic.
because I haven't seen him in a long time. That's
Yeah,
why.
definitely for a long time. But I love piracy Sonic. It was a nice take on like the whole like piracy act. I love it. I don't. Oh, this. I don't know who that mighty is.
We're gonna have to throw a lot of these and don't really know.
This one.
Don't
Freaking.
know either.
Freaking. What's it called? Looney Tune. Looks like a Looney Tune Sonic.
Is
This one looks familiar. I'm not gonna lie. This one looks very familiar.
that a plant?
No, I remember. I remember there was a Sonic that like had those like weird holes in his face, and he would like morph and shift.
Are you talking
And
about Grimware?
no. It was, it was some. I can't remember because he looks. This one looks very similar to like two other EXEs. I'm gonna say F just because I really that not that much. Who the hell is this?
Don't know.
Don't know either.
We're
Gotcha.
just gonna have to like speed run. Don't know.
This is don't know. I have
Don't
no
know.
idea. No
Don't know.
idea. No
Don't
idea.
know. Okay. Now we know
This
somewhat.
one, this one, I remember this.
This is Santos,
Yeah, Santos is
and he
one that
was
kind
made
of
exclusively to spite Revi and Christianity.
really spite Revy.
Yeah.
I that
It's
okay.
yeah, it's supposed
Elaborate
to
on
be
that.
by the name it is like supposed to be Satan, but like
Elaborate on
really a
that though. I
Sonic
didn't know
game.
it was supposed to make the spite Revy.
Yeah, but like then again, real like the thing is, it's got a pentagram on its stomach. That's like
I love it.
wow.
I love it. I'd say B. I love it to
Yeah,
death.
but like then again, when you're the devil supposedly, and you got a pentagram on your stomach, and you look like you've been smoking crack for like way longer than you should.
Yeah.
That's like the thing that ruins it.
The hell is this?
I don't
Don't know.
know.
All right, here we go. This one we
Okay,
definitely know.
actual faker clone.
I'd say inspiration. I wouldn't say. I'd say B. Definitely B.
Yeah, but like there has been like comparisons on like whether or not Right Burst traces Revi's work.
Yeah. Who's this?
That's another Right Burst EXE. Can't really say much because I haven't looked into it.
You want to just say don't know then? Not
Yeah, I
really fair
don't
to
know.
rank it.
I don't know what this thing's supposed to be. I
He
think it's
looks
supposed
cool.
to be like a version of Starve, but more so thirsty. Like instead of like food,
Thirsty.
it's water.
Isn't this from
I
Schoolhouse?
think that's the Schoolhouse one.
I
I
love him.
can't tell off the. I don't remember the name off the bat, but yeah.
I like this one. Not too much on it though. I'd say D. Nothing too crazy in it. Was it the Mighty EXE? That's what this one
Yes,
is. Yeah.
another Mighty EXE.
Now I'm gonna be
I think that's
honest.
actually supposed to be Zephaniah, like the actual Mighty from like the D sides thing.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really care what people say. I don't care for like the EXE Mighty. I think just design wise doesn't look that good. I that also might contribute to the fact I don't like Mighty. I think Mighty's a character that shit just died a long time ago. I don't really like him.
I don't
Uh,
know what this Tails is, but he more looks like you remember there was a time where people were like making fake versions of
yeah,
like
I was thinking
Faker?
that too. Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
it
like
looks like
a.
the Faker Tails.
I'm gonna say don't know because we don't know. Isn't this
And
from the
then
rerun? This is from rerun, isn't it? That's
no,
from
that's
rerun.
DX you're thinking of.
No, ah, he looks like from rerun. I got excited. All right, we don't know them.
And then that's Game Over. I think that's another right first Sonic, but I don't really
Not,
know.
not like the FNF game, like game over, right? Like a different. I know there's like three
Yeah,
different
it's a
songs.
different Game Over.
There's like three different songs with Game Over. There's one with MX and two with like Sonic. One is called like Continue.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This looks gross. This looks like from Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. I remember.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Is
But
that what
specifically,
that's
I think it's
based
supposed to
on?
be like a trio of EXEs.
I like. I'm gonna put D because I like the premise. I know nothing about him, so
Yeah.
that one looks.
I don't know.
He looks familiar. He looks really familiar.
I
Damn.
know.
I think he's
I'm like,
a.
I'm drawing a blank.
I don't know. I'm gonna put don't know because I genuinely can't remember him. I
Now,
remember
this
seeing
one I
him a lot.
remember. It was Stranger. I believe there was a GIF one time of like him, like the cat looking at the camera and then getting flung.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone made that exact version, but with Stranger.
Is he a joke? He looks like a joke.
No, 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 no. He has like an. It's like a. Was it? It's like a deformed faker form, but he does have like an actual true form where it's like he's on all fours like an animal.
I don't really care to rank this one. You can rank him.
I guess C,
That makes sense.
because like yeah, he does do the faker form shtick, but like he actually like it's like a dog, like a very aggressive dog.
Is this based off like the biblically accurate like
I think
angels?
so. I think that's supposed to be the biblical accurate, like hyper accurate, like that is his name, hyper accurate or something.
What does hyper realistic even?
No, hyper accurate.
I was making a reference.
Oh no.
I'd say I like
Oh, you! I
idiot,
just got the reference.
dummy. Yes,
That's I think that's an
reindeer
old version of
exe.
Apollyon, I think.
Oh yeah,
Or
I remember
or it,
this
like
song.
what is it? It took like the more form of a goat in terms of legs.
Wasn't Lord X early stages supposed to look like a goat?
Yes.
I
Lock on. I remember this one.
oh, I know
Where
nothing
like
about
one
this
side
one.
looked like Knuckles, the other side looked like Sonic.
Where would you rank it? Because I have no idea.
C, because I don't remember the last thing I saw heard about his story.
Gotcha. Don't know this one.
Uh, I think that's supposed to just be like a zombie Sonic, I guess? I don't know. Don't really know.
Zombies. No. Alright, so
Okay.
now we're on to like the most recognized one. Obviously, this one's a brand new edition, but we'll get
Well,
to that.
brand new, like he came out in 2018, but like his
I'd
story's in a rework.
yeah. So well, that's why I say brand new because he's like in the
Yeah,
new stages of like fixing up.
rebirth.
So I forget the name because okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell everyone. I'm
Okay.
gonna tell everyone
Let
right
me
now.
let me take
You
the wheel here. Okay, we
give
got
me a sec.
Xavier.
Let me explain. Dang it, you freaking goober. It's so with the legacy EXCs, that's what they're considered. I'm not a major. I like the design. I'm not a major fan of the story. I actually don't like the story. It's very all over the place. In the beginning, I was a diehard fan. I feel like just as time went on, they kind of were just. It was kind of like The Simpsons, where they would
Yeah,
just
they
keep.
they
They would
couldn't keep
keep
it
making.
simplified.
Yeah, they would keep making more and more stories and try to like exhaust everything. I feel like it was a little iffy. The newest stuff I like, but like the old stuff where like most of these are based off, I don't like as much. That's not to say I don't like them, but I do hate how people compare them with like say like the Void Children, which is what I call like Lord Axe, Faker, Axe, Xeno.
And
I
reminder
yeah
that most EXEs are torturous first and foremost.
yes.
These legacy EXEs are combat oriented.
These are the bastards that you would see in sprite work, like fighting. These guys are the ones that, well, these guys would be the
They do
ones
the
that
torture.
torture. They all torture. They don't fight. They
Like we
torture.
say torture, but more realistically, we just see the only thing I can imagine is just like Lord X like cooking fucking like Tails' corpse on like a stove.
Well, he does eat his victim, so. So, which one's this one? I forget his name.
Exadior or Executor. It pronunciation's off the charts because it's like it came from a Russian dude, so like yeah.
Personally, I was never a fan of him. You can talk me up from like a B, but I'd say B.
Okay, okay, yeah.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
rank
like
him
the
any
thing
higher.
is, the original Nightmare Beginning, he was just like a maniac, like a typical archdemon. But like with the more recent games, he's a quote unquote like he's trying to be a quote unquote savior because like his original kind, the highest, just kind of like want to destroy Mobius for whatever reason. And he actually takes a liking to Mobius. And then what is it? The three girls are trying to rebel, like the Sally.exe victims. Tails and Knuckles and Eggman are already demonized. And then
Yeah,
like the whole story gets out of whack with the original like Nightmare Beginnings timeline getting erased.
yeah,
Specifically a good ending version, but there was also another EXE technically. Well, it's
yeah,
technically half Sonic, half Xavier called Junter.
yeah. That makes sense.
And then we have oh boy, not many people like this one. Not many people like Sark because he's supposed to be a original like he's supposed to be like this AU's version of the original X, the one made by JC the Hyena.
I do like his like slouch, hunchback look. And I do like how he looks at you. I like his color
Yeah,
too. He this
yeah, like
this
not
is
many
oil
people do like
green.
the dirty teal.
Yeah. So
But
what do
like
you
at the
think of
same
this one?
time, like yeah, his actions are supposed to be villainous, but it's mainly used for shock value. I feel like
What would you rank
just
this one?
put him in D.
Really? Alright. I know
Like he's
nothing
not
about him.
as bad as the original JC the Hyena X, but like if you know, you know. Okay, now we have one of my
Excellier.
personal like Zeller.
Excellier. I don't know.
Okay.
Either one. This guy was like the go-to Sonic.exe way back in the day. I
Well,
remember.
yeah, for like a time.
For a long time, I'd say, until like the actual like Void characters came out. I rank him A personally. I think A is acceptable. I like him. I do like how the Sonic consciousness is still alive and tries to like restrict him, but he can't do anything obviously because
Yeah,
of
and there's actually like an unfinished DLC where they actually like talk, and Exceller specifically states that his was it? He's a highest, but like it takes the form of like an animal, and said he can only possess said animal,
wasn't that the
so
Majin
which is why he
DLC?
can only possess hedgehogs. Oh
What?
yeah, in the DLC, Majin was there.
Yeah. Wasn't there choices that if you did too many like quote unquote good actions, Exceller would just go crazy?
Yeah, cause like he tries to keep, cause like he only kills for the sake of trying to stay sane.
Ah, yeah, I remember that.
Because yeah, he is a cursed highest because there's like a prophecy about it.
He's the only one out of everyone I actually like. Like when people say like him versus Lord Axers, I'm like, all right, that's fine, because he's a unique character. I feel like all the other ones are like a little too much, but he's
Yeah,
cool.
and also the fact that he actually that he actively tries to like gaslight people in a fight.
Yeah,
Cause in one of the final battle for Whisper of Souls, he specifically talks to Tails about him about like Exceller seeing another version of him where he was the villain. Where Tails was the villain, and specifically that's referencing the Where Was My Hero Sonic?
yeah.
Like AU. Yeah.
All right, now we have
Exceller's a pretty basic character.
Chaos. We have Chaos Sonic.
From Stone of Darkness. Okay,
I
so
love Chaos Sonic. Such a cool premise. I love the idea of Chaos Sonic. I love how it's actually chaos, the god of destruction in this world. I love it. His design's great. I like
yeah, I love
how
how it
yeah.
merges it merges like Chaos's design with Sonic as well.
I like how
Like
he
you can
has like
tell
those
it's Sonic, but at the
Xenophanes
same
esque
time,
like quills, like
yeah,
tips. I like
yeah, they're
those.
water, but yeah, they function mostly the same. And the fact that it also mirrors the Chaos as well with the big brain quill.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
I also just
S.
love how he just lacks a nose.
Yeah, he has no nose, but S. I say S. Very cool character design. Story is very unique. I love it.
Well, until we get like actual stuff, because so far it's only stopped on the Knuckles stage.
But like he made an impression. That's the thing. Like
Yeah,
that short
and
time that he
his
was there, he
inclusion
made an
in
impression.
Sonic, and then his inclusion in the Disaster 2D really skyrocketed his popularity
I
too.
still want to play that game. I want to make a video on it. It's just, again, there's not a
Yeah,
lot of
we don't have private
EXEs.
servers for a while because they're testing out they're stress testing the public servers.
Yeah,
But we should be able to find like a server if it's empty,
hopefully.
if we try hard enough.
Ah, yes. Boo Sonic. I don't know what this
Uh,
one's called.
this is specifically a Exceller minion.
Looks like just like one of those like Boo wannabes from like Adventure.
Yeah, so just put him under C. It's an Exceller minion.
Makes sense.
I think it's supposed to like represent Exceller's hypothetical mercy.
Ah, makes sense. Kind of
Because yeah,
like an angel on your shoulder.
supposedly yeah, Exceller kills people, but he gives them a chance. He gives them a chance to do the best endings because what is it? If you somehow fuck up the actual like ending for the first game where you get one of the characters killed, Exceller directly speaks to you. He's like, "Wow, you're quite bad at this." But just to let you know, solo endings and duo endings don't mean shit. You gotta actually try.
Gotcha. I don't know who this
All right,
is.
I don't know either.
Okay,
Put in
moving
don't
on.
know. Okay, so I don't actually like the concept of this
Well, I've seen him.
because he
I know
says
nothing about him.
he's the quote unquote godfather of all EXEs, but like, come on.
Godfather of all EXEs. Is there like a
This was
story or?
yeah, supposedly he's supposed to be the quote unquote first, and that whatever EXE like he adapts to whatever people are into now. Like, let's say what is it? He that yeah, normal timeline Sonic.exe, yeah, he takes the form of that. If people want a little bit of like adventure type story, then it's probably the EXEs of the legacy EXEs. If it's the Void Children that they're into now, it's that.
That just sounds like
He
a
shaped
mid version of Rewrite.
yeah.
Uh, I'd say C, because the premise is cool. I like how it's an
And
EXE
yeah,
that
and the
adapts.
design of like just him having actual eyeballs.
See, I think here's the thing. I know like the whole rule that like the main like owner
One
and the
EXE to
co.
rule them all.
Well, no, that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is I understand there's that rule that uh that was made by like the owner and the co-owners that there are no rules. You do whatever, you have fun with it. But I feel like saying that
This
saying
is supposed to be
this is
the
supposed to be the godfather of all. That's
this is
fine if you
supposed
do
to
an
be the
AU.
one.
Yeah, like this is the like end all, know all. Like no, cool concept. I think the concept would have been better if like this character was kind of like Rewrite, where it's like it'll take the shape and form of other EXCs, kind of like an Adaptoid. Like it literally would have been the Adaptoid of all EXCs. I think that would have been cooler than the Godfather.
Oh
All
boy,
right, this
EYX.
EY. You probably already know my opinion on EYX. S tier.
Hey, Markiplier played this one
Yeah, like the fact that Markiplier played another Sonic.exe game
in
years
like
later.
2020, 22.
Yeah, 2022, 23, either one. He EYX like I feel aside from like the demo of PC port rocked the gaming industry when it comes to like Sonic.exe. I know I say gaming industry like AAA titles, but I mean in the sense of like the
Like this is Sonic.exe now.
yeah, like like he like look at the sprite work, like all the stuff that happens in there. The design is so
Speaking
cool.
of
Like I'm
sprite work, if like the entire like actual Sonic game, like the from Crystal Lake alone, if that was like an actual Sonic game with more stages, I'd definitely be wanting to play it.
you know what kills me? I
What?
wish the game started out on that level. I kind of don't
But
like how it's
goddamn, it was so peaceful.
well that and also it's like you could trick someone being like this is just a normal Sonic game. And then like if you look closely you just see EYX just like creeping in the background. Like that I think that was the
Yeah,
missed
like subtle
opportunity.
hints. I don't know if you remember, but there was like a time in Little Big Planet in one of the games that there was like a Slenderman reference there.
I don't remember that.
But yeah, it would have been like very cool if this Sonic game played out normally. Like imagine if you got like a full Sonic game, but like you get the subtle hints that something's there.
Yeah. I like him. I really think he's cool. Um, Again, his sprite work's really good, and I feel like because of him, uh, he
Sonic.exe is treated less as of a joke.
well that well I feel like PC port kind of paved the way for that,
Yeah,
but
PC port, I mean, well, the new canon game now.
but what I was gonna say is I feel like he's the reason why like most sprite works get like the hunched, elongated Sonic EXEs done right. Because I would always see sprite work of like Xenophanes, I'd see him just like normal classic Sonic size with like the purple quills. I'm like, that's no. I like
Yeah, I
how
know.
he made the elongated EXE proper, and it was
Hunched
nice.
over.
Yep, hunched over the eye, like the single eye, because Sonic has a like technically only one eye, technically.
I think I think Faker is supposed to be hunched over. It's because of like his neck, because his neck does like stretch out. You can visibly see like where the neck and
Well,
shoulders
yeah,
go.
EXE he is
He just has
hunched.
does like the
His
hung
sprite
head.
in FNF shows it. Most of his artwork shows it, and he's always twitching. So I always like that. So yeah, no, EYX is cool. My only critique with EYX, I don't like his canon voice. I don't like it. It sounds very.
Wait, he has a canon
He
voice?
has a canon voice. I don't
Oh.
like. I don't know if they're using it for the games. I know like the only form of voice he had was like the laughter, which I loved. I love his laughter. That's my second favorite laughter. Uh, I definitely, but his canon voice is a little iffy. It's in his mod, and like I know like the creator would make cool like animations with the voice actor doing it. Uh,
Okay, rewrite.
Rewrite.
This is what happens when you write the Sonic.exe mythos a bit too much.
I love Rewrite. The premise, the concept, and the songs. Design wise, I like it too. I think Rewrite's just a very solid character. Like the story is very good too. Like there's a reason why Rewrite like took off this like the day he was out. He took off very easy. And I like how it's the 3D model art that like, you know, he would
That and
do.
even like Lessons in Meme Culture made like a video about him.
Yeah, even that too. So now
Okay,
is this was it
Sonic,
one
one
more
more
time?
time, one
One more
more
time.
round, one
One more
last round,
round.
whatever.
OMT is what people would say. Now,
One of them.
I really feel like this is going to be kind of controversial. More in the sense because there's a lot of people, even EXE like writers and you know all that stuff. They shit on this EXE a lot. I don't know why. I like it. It's literally, if I'm correct, I don't know if he rewrote it, but if I'm correct, this is literally Lucifer, like Bible Lucifer, the devil. This is
I'm
like
the
the devil
devil from the Bible.
from the
Shadow,
Bible.
do you not listen to when I talk?
But
When
like,
you talk?
oh god, like I like the
But yeah,
design. I like how it takes inspiration from like the droopy mouth that like I feel like FNF and like even like the canon games now would have with Sonic.exe, the droopy mouth, the no eyes. I like the design, and I personally like how with his abilities and like how he tortures you, it's
there's
all
like different
things.
forms as well.
Yeah, it's like arachnophobia. It's like
Snake.
fear of heights. Like it takes all like realistic fears without going too overboard, and it makes sense because the devil knows what's the best way of torture. You know, and would I say it's a little much? God, yes, it's a little much, but I like him. I think he's A. I personally I like him a
Also,
little
another
more.
thing I like is that when Knuckles' section, when you get the Master Emerald thing, he just appears, shrinks it down, and says like along the lines of, "You think this is power?" Like I
Yeah,
like that a
I
lot.
like how like he's like literally the only EXE that I can recall that takes the emeralds or like literally the thing that has the
And
power
crushes it.
of literally it has the thing of infinity. Like I think the Master Emerald has the power of infinity. Literally, he just like this is nothing to me. Like this,
Although
like
Chaos would probably have a word with him though.
I don't even think Chaos would stand a chance. Chaos would not stand a chance against him.
Depending if it's like perfect Chaos or just Chaos from
Not even because
Stone of Darkness.
modern Sonic, even in Generations, he didn't have to go super. He just beat the piss out of the water monster. That was it.
Yeah, but like also in Chaos and Son of Darkness, it is like actual modern Sonic.
Well, yeah, they bump him up, so he's
They
not
just like
like the canon version that we
yeah.
see in like the games.
Yeah, obviously, but like also yeah.
Who the hell is this?
No idea. Okay, end Green Mountain. Let's go.
Is this the one from that like Lord X
Sonic
Wrath?
creepypasta game. Yes.
Oh, I thought it was from Lord X's Wrath. 'Cause I remember there was that one that had like the no face with the X on his
Yeah,
stomach.
but you're thinking about Boundless.
What's the difference? They all have no face.
This one comes from EX. Well, it's not an EXE, but it's a creepypasta that we don't really know who made. It was just like this really off-putting game where you had to like climb a green mountain, and then there was just him waiting, and you duke it out, and then he tries to run away,
Uh,
and then at the end when he dies, you kind of just sit there for a moment, and then you become him.
I'd say because of like the story, and I do like the design. I'd say B because there's a lot of mystery involved in this character,
Yeah,
and
like
it
no
like
one
I
like
yeah
up to this day, I don't think anyone's actually figured out what's going on.
that's what I personally I like EXCs that have mystery. Like I've always been a fan of characters in games that have like such strong mystery. That's why in like Five Nights at Freddy's, like I love Shadow Freddy. I love Shadow Freddy. I love Golden Freddy. Even though we know about Golden Freddy now, I like those characters that have mystery. They're like unique. It's like you want to know more. It's like what makes them tick and why are they the way they are. So that's cool.
Drops a game, becomes a banger, refuses to elaborate further,
Well
leaves.
yeah, because if you elaborate too much, you ruin the mystery. Like a lot of these characters that are so popular are because of mystery. I like that. I think a lot more characters should be like that. Who the hell is this?
Data Reset, I think was his name.
I personally don't know.
I definitely remember seeing him once on the EXE wiki, on like the actual official one, but I don't remember much of his story.
You want to just put him in? Don't really know
Yeah.
this.
Oh, I remember Backlash. I saw him on the wiki all the time.
Band-Aid Sonic. Who is this?
Band-Aids.
Oh yeah, look at his quote. He's got Band-Aids.
Yeah, okay, so I remember him. It's actually I could just look at the wiki now. Give me a second. Let me
Well, no,
check.
we're not. No, we didn't do research for the other ones. We're not gonna do that.
But I do remember seeing him on like the actual wiki for a time before it got wiped
What would
because
you rank
people
him?
were too fucking impatient.
What would you rank him
Couldn't
then?
wait their term. I say B. I remember reading his story once. I just forgot the fine details of it.
That
I don't know. Is that
he
Sonic? I don't know.
he looks familiar. Is he another piracy Sonic? He looks like another piracy Sonic.
Maybe?
I'm gonna put don't know. I'd rather not really rank him. Bucktooth Sonic? I don't know who this is.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I remember seeing.
Okay.
I don't know anything about him. I've seen him a lot. I don't know anything
I
about him.
think this is like Sanai. Like that's how you
Yeah.
like Son
Sanai.
AI.
I remember.
He was part of the I think it was the Stardust Speedway Metal Sonic mod, maybe?
Uh,
Or maybe it was like Super Sonic Smackdown with the Dark Sonic and the Sonic S on the SA2 Sonic.
I have
You're
no
gonna
idea where to
regret
rank him.
that.
I have no idea
I
where to rank
definitely
him.
remember seeing a video about him once, but I guess we'll just put him in C for now.
That's fine. Oh,
Okay,
that's
here's
the.
DX. Here's DX. You take the wheel for this one. I don't
Oh, what
know him.
what's that? I literally listen to that song every day. What is it?
It's Solus DX. Not
It's,
Solus DX, not Solus DX. It's Game Breaker, I think it is.
yeah, Game Breaker. The Solus DX is the guy that made him. I love him. I like him a lot. I especially like when Pico just shoots him, and then he comes out like more corrupted. I don't know his story. I don't know his story. I don't know if he has a story.
Me neither.
I
Well,
like him
I
though.
there's a story somewhere, but I missed it.
I like his design. I like how you see like weird like bubbly just flesh bits or whatever you want to call that in there. I'd say I'd say high B, very high B because
Yep,
I
fair,
like
fair.
him. He's very cool. He's a very good song. I remember
All right,
seeing this one.
Grimware. I
Yeah.
remember seeing this one for a concept.
I don't. Was he ever executed? I don't think he was, because I don't see much of him. I see artwork of him.
He definitely was in the lineup for versus Sonic.exe. Then there was concept of him. Specifically what he does, it's a skinwalker.
Yeah, he's kind of that. He's also like a semi reason of why my exe keymind is a thing, because I like the whole skinwalker thing. Yeah, I remember. He's cool. I
Yeah, and
like
then
him.
he also has like a form where like all the muscles come out. Like
Yeah,
the yeah.
I'd say B. Very unique concept. I like it.
And then that's I Spy, I Spy.
Oh, is that the Metal Sonic Faker thing, right?
No, 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 it's the alien one, like the black arms type thing.
Oh, I'm thinking of the other one then. Yeah, cause like that looks like a jet engine and the little
Yeah.
I know nothing about this one then.
So specifically, I think at one point, like his alien race was lock in war with the Black Arms, but I think some of them escaped to Earth, just like the fucking Transformers movie. And I
Mm.
think he took the form of Sonic. I think, and then there's also like stages to his mutation as well. That's
Before
the only thing I
time
can draw off
began,
the top of
there
my head.
was the plot
The
device.
cube.
With it, some incredibly weird shit will happen. Where would you rank him? I don't really want to rank
I
him. I don't
guess
know.
I guess C. Yeah, it's a very good character. I just forgot the details of him.
Crying
Uh,
Sonic.
I
I don't know who this is.
it's Kai. I specifically I remember him being shipped with like a bunch of characters.
Eh,
I think he had a story. I just don't remember.
I don't know. I'm just gonna put don't really know.
Yeah. Okay, Cyclops. Here's one we know.
I A A high A. I'd say better than Needle Mouse. I love him. He's very unique. I love his look. I hated when he came out and he's like, "Oh, EYX ripoff. This is stupid." It's like, shut the hell up.
Yeah, you
Like,
definitely sound like the type of person to say that.
it, what?
Yeah.
I'm not that I did not ever say that. I defended him when he came out. I remember when he came out, I was like, this is not an EYX ripoff. Like, they're nothing alike. Oh, one eye. Yep, that means EYX. One eye.
Yeah, except one dude has like just an actual big eye. The other one just has like one eye closed, maybe, or just lacking one.
No, he has one eye, I think.
And
Canonically,
then
one eye.
I don't know who this is.
He looks so familiar. I can't remember who he is, though.
I mean, it's certainly not Faker for one thing.
Well, no, definitely not Faker.
I
If he
remember
was fake, he would
seeing
have a big smile. I definitely know that.
I remember seeing this one particular in some mod. I just don't know.
I don't know him either. Move him in there.
Hannock. He's got teeth for hands.
Oh,
That
haha.
one.
Get it. F for shitty pun. Uh, who's that? That looks cool. I don't know who that is, though.
I don't know either.
Nope.
Like I'm drawing blanks.
Devil Sonic. Nope. He looks
Okay, here we go.
familiar.
The EXE Slayer.
Oh yeah, I like him.
Yeah, specifically just like Doom guy, but for EXEs.
I like him. I'd say IB next to
I
Xeno.
I
I
like the
like him.
concept that he's able to like probably mostly go toe on toe with like the combat oriented EXEs.
Would you
I
say
have
B?
like an idea for like a game mode where it's like EXE Hunter, where it's like team deathmatch, where it's like EXE Hunters slash EXE Slayers against like the combat oriented EXEs.
Would you say B? Or would you want to try and convince me to go A?
I mean, his design does have like what is it? He has the what is it? He's got the blue shoes from Tails, specifically like I think from the beta version. And then he's got the goggles from Eggman, I guess. And he also has the cape from Eggman
Yeah.
as well.
Mhm. Yeah, he's a little bit of everything since obviously all
And then
his
he also
friends
has like
died.
and then he also has what is it? He's got like a lot more control of like the chaos energy. Like I think it's on par with Shadow or like higher.
Yeah.
And he also
Oh yeah.
like this is actually pretty metal. He like cooks the meat of the EXE he kills and just eats it.
You convinced me. I'd say A. Very cool. I like the premise. Who
I
is this?
remember seeing this one and it was like an actual gore type like character.
I
I don't
don't.
remember the story off the top of my head, but I know it's like a Needle Mouse plush.
Well,
Like
no
not the
kidding.
character, but just like the concept of like just like the beta Sonic, the Needle Mouse thing.
Where would you rank him? I don't. Or
I
her,
guess
whatever.
D because it's been a long time since I've seen the story, but I definitely do recognize it. That's sketch something. I don't remember.
I remember this one. Not a crazy fan because not that much on him. Uh,
Uh, I don't know. I guess this is just some dude in a box.
I thought he was like kind of like a extra life Sonic, not the extra life Sonic, but like something along those lines. I'm just gonna put do not know. Who's that?
Boo-hoo the Clown. I remember
Boo
seeing this
hoo
one.
the clown.
I know. Hear me out. Uh, supposedly this EXE comes from like a really scuffed Sonic Advance port of one of the games, and they have it's like an outer shell, I think,
All right. What would you
and there's
rank him
also
then?
like other shells for the other characters as well.
Okay. What would you rank him? He looks
I think
cool.
I probably like yeah, I probably put him in C. I need to like refresh myself on the lore for him later, but like yeah, his design's cool.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, Shin. Here we go.
Shin
Another
Godzilla.
shapeshifter type. No, no.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
it's a shape
it's
shift.
another.
Then it's Shin Godzilla. It's a
It's a
shapeshifter.
shapeshifter type character like
That's
EXE.
cool. I like the design. Very creepy, unsettling.
I feel like if they had like both the faker and true forms, it'd be like easy to tell different. But he has the big eyes like Stranger, and he has the smile of EXE, but it's with teeth and not like a mouth, a gaping hole.
Oh, so like the teeth are on the gums, kind of like with Carnage.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I like characters that have teeth on like the actual like mouth, not the gums. I love that. Where would you rank
There
them?
actually was like a fan made what is it? Well, I don't know if they were including in the EXE merge, but there was a song called Blood Brothers, which had like an EXE and Shin face off, I think.
Hmm.
It's just more so the fact that they kind of like do the same thing where they like shapeshift true form type thing.
Alrighty. Where would you rank them then?
I wouldn't put him like in the lower tiers. I probably put him in B. Where the
Yep. B.
fuck? I was about to see like where the fuck did he go?
Well, I guess he made his decision for me.
Oh, hey, we know this one.
Do we? You look familiar.
It's the what is it? It's the Sonic Villains X.
Sonic Villains X?
Like I don't know if you remember there was a what is it? There was a fan film coming where it's like Sonic villains like team up. And there was like a Q&A about it, and then at the end everybody fucking dies, and then Fleetway, Sonic, and X show up.
He looks
So
familiar. I don't remember him, but he looks familiar.
so the premise for him, it's a what is it? It has Eggman. It's a virus, like an actual computer virus that Eggman used the DNA for Sonic and put it in, but it also retains the Doctor's high IQ. So he's
Ah,
more like gentleman tactical like.
okay. That makes sense.
And then he also has like he's also supposed to represent the entirety of the EXE community as a whole in that film because there's
Edgy?
appearances of Fatal Error, One More Time, and Rewrite, I think. Yeah, they got like the actual EXE creators to help with one of the scenes. Because there's like a scene of like him laughing and it shapeshifts to different EXEs.
That's cool. Where would you rank him?
I probably rank him an A. Like, yeah, the
Really?
fan film has yet to be released, but he's definitely. I mean, he showed up in one of the what is it, Save a Soul events as well.
Ah, that's probably where I know him from then, because I watch those a lot.
Yeah,
I like those charity events. Okay. Then we have Brute
Wood.
Sonic? I don't know. Wood? There we
I
go.
don't know.
Just put him in there.
Agent X. Okay, I remember making this dude on Pulse, so I know. Okay, so the premise is that this dude's an anti-piracy screen, but for EXEs, and he's like he takes the form of like an actual like yeah he's what is it he's Sega color coded with the color design, and also he dons a tuxedo like the like what you would see with like special agent
Like
forces,
a hitman?
like
Yeah.
security services.
Hitman, yeah.
Yeah, and he also has like his own what is it squad as well with Tails, Knuckles, Amy too.
Okay.
And specifically, he keeps every what is it? Every EXE in check. Like make sure they're staying in their own realm. If they're like fucking up something, he just detains and recaptures and then throws them back.
Like the Men in Black. I like
Yeah.
that. Alright.
Why'd I just imagine him with like the flash pen?
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Where would you rank him? I like the design.
I
I
probably rank him in B.
B? I was gonna say A, but alright.
I mean,
B.
if you want to rank him in A as well,
Oh, too
because
late.
oh wow.
It was
Also,
just
another thing I like is that he actually has like sunglasses embedded into his eyes. Though that isn't just like a hollow head thing.
almost like a certain someone we're coming up against anyway. Who is this?
I don't know. I don't know.
Splatoon Sonic, I guess.
Okay, I remember this one. EXE. Uh,
EXE?
yes, EXEIE. I
Okay.
don't know how to pronounce it.
I know nothing about this one.
uh, it's another EXE Slayer type character. I think he uses a sword this time. Although he also has knee-high socks. Interpret that how you will.
I'd say C,
He also has
then.
a, demon tail as well, like the small ace spades demon tail.
Alright. I don't know what this
Umbra,
is. This looks
Umbra.
cool. This looks very cool.
I remember, I remember seeing the design. I forgot the lore for this one, but I know for a fact that the name is Umbra.
I like Umbra. Like, design. I like the design. Very creepy.
I think he's supposed to be more of a kaiju now than an EXE,
A kaiju?
like a kaiju type monster, like being on that scale size.
Well, you already got me there, so he's going to high B.
Uh,
Ah,
oh, that's
yes.
Xanarus. That's
Uh,
from
other
Nominal Dingus.
Xenophanes.
No, I do like the premise of like what is a god to a king.
Yeah, no, I like that too. I like him a lot. But he was inspired by Xenophanes to a degree.
Yeah,
I would say. I like his design. I don't know much about his story, and there's too many of them. I have to like I'm looking up all these stories. I'm really trying, but I like this one. I like how people do side by side comparisons with Triple Trouble in his song.
yeah.
I like him a lot. I like his design. I would definitely say like right next to Xeno. IB. Very cool. And that's not because they compare the two, but I definitely think he's a high B. I like him a lot and I like his song. I don't know what
This
this
is
is.
unused. Another one of Nominal Dingus's characters.
Ah, yes, the Dingus.exe. Gotcha. I know nothing about him.
The only exposure I know of him is the like the Majin in Unused, and also it's Faker's birthday video, where Faker's just kind of like sitting alone, and like what is it? Like Unused tries to like console him. It's like, hey, dude, what's going on?
I put don't really know. Not really.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's not a lot on him. I don't
I
know.
I
That
remember seeing this color palette somewhere, but I don't remember where.
isn't that like an Amy exe? I feel like that's an Amy exe. I don't remember. I could be wrong. I remember
Wait,
there
hold on,
was an
hold on,
Amy
really
exe.
quick. I want to see if there's any. Okay, so I do remember seeing that color palette somewhere. I think his name was like Genesis X or something. Or if it's an Amy EXE, then I don't know who.
You want to put don't know because I don't know.
Yeah, don't know.
I don't know what is it.
Don't know either. Uh,
Happy Tales.
Jokey EXE, I guess. Like seriously, it's Tails. What are we supposed to
I
say?
don't know.
I don't
Uh,
know either. Okay,
that's
I
cool.
do remember seeing this one. It was the one who had a big, massive clock for his torso.
I like that a lot. I know nothing about him though.
Where would you say design alone?
Design wise, I'd say A. I think it looks really cool, but I know nothing about him.
The comment section is gonna have to like refresh our brains for this.
You know what? The comment section get mad at me if they want. I'm putting it A. Looks cool.
Uh,
Negative zone
that's
Sonic.
wait. Do you like actually know or?
No, I'm just giving these characters names based off what I see.
Or I remember seeing this one though on Twitter a lot. It's like Zen, I think. I think he's
Sounds
supposed to be
familiar.
like the quote unquote Tumblr sexy man for the EXE community. I think. I don't know where
Is
I'm
he
getting
like?
that from. I probably saw it on Twitter somewhere. Don't at me. I'm just going off what I remember from seeing him,
I'm gonna.
like
I'm.
core
I'm. I'm
memories.
gonna say F. It's very weird.
I think this is like the actual Zephaniah, the D sides mighty.
I'm just gonna make it quick. B, because I already said my part on like the mighty characters. I'm not crazy on them, but I'll say B because I like the design.
I will say though, I do like the whole little rap thing he has, like the actual lyrics.
Yeah, of course.
Like it was pretty unexpected, but it was pretty neat.
Yeah. Who's this? I know that's
I don't
bait.
know.
That's I know the character. I know that's bait. Like the original character was like based off the original Sonic like concept.
Yeah, like feels the rabbit.
Jesus Christ, this fucking list just. I don't know
I
who
know
that
some of
is.
these, but but this is this is Kaiju's tier list. Not my words,
I
mostly.
I have no idea who this is.
Knuckles. Anyways, don't know.
Knuckles, good.
Okay, disc. Like DSK. I went it's a what is it? It was a com gaming exe for the Sonic.exe mod somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think the thing was like he also had void powers, which are like the void quills spiking out,
Hmm.
like the void
Okay.
leaking on his arms and
Yeah, yeah,
whatnot.
yeah. That's cool. Where would you rank him? I don't know. So.
I guess in terms of both design, I can't remember the story off my head, but B.
All right. B.
Okay, I remember this one. I don't remember his name, but I remember the story. It was about like some kid who couldn't see color, and then once he
Oh.
like, and he also got like he got the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 cartridge, and then like what is it? Once he like died, he actually saw color, but he was absolutely disgusted.
Hmm.
So he just decided to make everything black and white in the Sonic the Hedgehog game.
I like the premise. That's kind
And
of
it
cool.
also included Knuckles for some reason. I don't know, he must be using some lock-on technology.
I'd say B. That's a cool
Yeah.
premise. I don't know who the hell
Oh,
that
I
is.
remember this. I remember this. I think his name was Leech, where like the story is like it was set in the actual Sonic world, but like the Cult of X was still a thing, where they let like some sort of demon leech onto Sonic and like it slowly took over.
Hmm.
And it also went I think it also like mainly follows the same Sonic.exe stuff, but more in like the world set of Mobius.
Okay.
Where like the characters are trying to reason with quote unquote Sonic.
Gotcha. So where would you rank him?
I guess in terms of like both design wise and lore, I guess A, because that's like the only thing I can actually remember.
All right. I like his
Like
design.
out of all EXEs I can remember. Do you know this one? Because I don't know.
Looks very familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it. So I'm gonna put. Don't know. I don't know who this is.
That's Knuckles, I think. I don't know.
I know this one
Yeah, I know Wacky.
from
What do you
fucking
think of her?
Twitter. Uh, is she supposed to be like a Needle Mouse character? She just looks like a Needle Mouse character.
No, she's like a rubber hose character.
Oh, I like her. I'd say C. Nothing higher. I like her. She's cute.
She does
Ah,
have lore, but I did lose track of it.
my
Okay,
boy.
so where are we
I,
placing the
all of you bastards can at me. I don't care. I, I don't
sorry,
care.
I had to
Get,
take my inhaler for a second.
get out of the way, EXE. I'm sorry. This, this bastard is the reason why
You came
Sonic.exe.
back.
You know what? Yeah, no, you're right. He is the reason why I came back. I remember I forgot about Sonic.exe. I'm not gonna lie. Then when I saw my friend showed me the mod, I was like, oh my god, like this is incredible. Like this is like my childhood, but it was something about it was so
Although if you like
new and
if you take a look
rich.
at the mod now, then like yeah, the art has aged somewhat.
I disagree. I'm sorry. I actually like this sprite, even
I
though
mean in terms of like proportions and like how Sonic.exe's torso looks like a freaking hot dog.
but okay, but you say that, but that's the thing about Sonic.exe. He's supposed to, like people who try to refine like the small or like any form of details. He's supposed to look uncanny. He's not supposed to look slick and clean. That's why I like characters like One More Time. That's why I like this guy. That's why I like X. Like these are simplified characters, you know? Characters just like who look like this, who look like this. Like it's too much, you know? Like I like simplified. That when I saw him, I loved his smile. I love the wide eyes. I love the proportions. It's perfect to me. Like in 3.0, I do like how they made him a little more like round, defined, makes more sense. But I like the proportions a little more in version 1 and version 2 because I like how it looks uncanny. I feel like that's the whole point of Sonic.exe. It's not supposed to look great in the sense of like it looks like Sonic. It's supposed to look uncanny. You know, that's not to say like Lord X, EXE, any of these characters. That's not to say they don't look cool with their many like small refined details. But I think this one is he's the reason. This is Xenofans. This is just Xenofans. I'm happy I came back, and he's the reason why I came back. And that's why like his design, like I will always love more than most other characters. I love just that smile. I love the droopy smile. I love everything about it. You know, and if
Man, what a
anyone
great
says,
story time.
yeah, who's that?
Okay, so I think specifically there was a divide where it's separated the cherry bun design, you said the more rounded one. This character goes by Lewis.
Lewis.
Like it is basically just the version like the encore version for Too Slow.
Oh, it's like that. Yeah, I remember that
Yeah, the
one.
more refined shape.
Yeah, I remember.
Like it was either Lewis or Grimbo. That was one of the names that he went by.
I give it a B. I don't really think it's
Yeah, it's
this.
cleaner, but also at the same time.
This one is
Okay, no, this is
the.
just an anti-piracy
This was
Sonic.
the anti-piracy Sonic. I love it. High A. I love the piracy Sonics. I think they're very unique. I love it. There's not much more to say on it. Knuckles.
Okay, so like this is actually Knuckles, like the actual character Knuckles, but you know with the lock-on technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, specifically it was like pop in the lock-in technology with any game here and watch the magic happen. And it was just like Knuckles in like different video games, like him in Punch Out, him in Street Fighter.
All
It's a
right.
joke EXE, but it's kind of like pretty funny.
All right. It's a
Cause like
joke
yeah,
then.
Knuckles is a brawler, so like seeing him in Street Fighter, like it wouldn't really make much of a difference.
Yeah. No, that's
Okay,
cute. This is Sync.
Sync.
S. Sync is
The way
S.
we said Sync made it sound like you were referring to the character, and I was referring to like the dishwasher,
Yeah.
the dishwasher Sync.
I
I
know.
do like the
Yeah.
premise that this is just a Sonic of unfortunate circumstance because he can't spin dash his way out.
Yeah,
The
because
water's too
it's
slow. He can't spin dash unless you're talking about Origins.
well, believe it or not, that's you know why he can't spin dash though, right?
Yeah, he hasn't met Tails yet, and he can't get enough of momentum anyways to like curl up into a ball.
Well, the games would contradict that, but yeah, I know this is Sonic One, so he doesn't know the spin dash. And that's what
Once
I love
again,
about
unless you
it.
know Origins.
I love
Well, I
how
mean, he
his
only
will
know
to
the jump
live is so
dash.
strong. He keeps coming back just to like die again constantly. Like it's torture. I love the premise. As dark as it is, I love the premise. Purple
This is
guy.
Urple Sonic, which was supposed to be a crossover between one of the FNAF FNF games and versus Sonic.exe, but that never happened. So yeah,
Oh, finesse. Is that what that?
FNAS.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh God, why didn't they add any of the FNAS characters here? Well, the Sonic ones.
See, I like how they're a play on EXE, just in terms of like the design, but I like how they're not actual EXEs. I don't know who the hell that is.
Me neither.
Okay, this is a joke character.
Song.
I know
Yeah.
exactly who he is. I love him. He's adorable.
Another joke character. It's specifically based off on the Little Big Planet Sonic skin.
All right, I
Okay,
see this
Sonic Dot
fucker
Raw.
a lot. Who the hell is Sonic Raw?
Okay, so Sonic Dot Raw is like, so you know how like EXE is a botched attempt, but like still retains like the actual power. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, this is a dude with actually no power whatsoever. So he has to like make do with like yeah the sunglasses, the dirt on his face, well dirt makeup, and he also
So
like dirtied his shoes to make it look like a bit more bloody. He's also had to like color himself actually with like MS Paint.
so is he a joke? Like I don't. I
No,
see him
he's like
so much, but I
no, he's
don't
a
know what he
powerless
does.
EXE, but he wants to be an EXE so bad.
Oh,
Like
he's
he's
a
trying.
fanboy then. He's a fanboy. Really, what he is.
No, 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 no. Like in the end, he does get powers, but like he, the creator has done more like was it humanized type stuff. Like it looks like a One Piece
I'd say
basically.
C. Very bottom
Yeah.
C.
like, what is it? The concept is good of a powerless EXE and him actually trying. It's just like we haven't got much. Although he does have like he does have fight themes that the creator has made a while back.
That's cool. Who's that? I have no idea who that is. Uh, huh. I have no idea. Do you know who that is?
Sorry, my mom walked in my room. I had to mute.
Oh,
I do remember. This is Hasty, where instead of him actually haunting the game, it's you haunting him.
ah,
It's like a reverse EXE trope.
eh,
Well, technically, you don't really know that you're haunting him, but he's just like really scared of like you looking through the screen. I guess.
he's paranoid.
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
remember.
this one. I've
Yeah,
seen this
Liz. This
one.
is like some fangirl
Yeah, it's a
who like really
fangirl of
idolize
Amy.
Amy to the
Yep.
point where she'll like murder
He'll murder
and look
everyone
just
for
like
Amy.
her.
Uh, I like her. I like the premise. I'd say like a high B. There's not much
Higher
on
than
her.
supersonic.
Yeah, well, this is not supersonic, alright, so
Well,
shut up.
quote unquote, yeah.
The hell is that?
Alright, I remember seeing this because
Now
people
we're in
got
like
really mad.
cringe territory. This is like just cringe. I don't know what the hell this is.
Alright, I remember seeing the Lady X or Lady Tails. And people got really mad about this
I
because human
remember.
anatomy on Tails, but like,
Yeah.
it's fiction. Come on.
I'll just put do not know.
Yeah. And then we just have actual purple guy, I guess.
This is just a joke. I don't.
Okay.
I
I don't know
already
if you
hate all
remember
these.
Okay. Okay. So, you know the voice actor for 2011 X?
Like the current one, or
Yes, the current one.
isn't he the
Dylan
one that
Muffin
like?
something.
Isn't he the one that made like the original voice for Sonic.exe back in the day?
No, it's a new one.
Oh, I like the original one. I like when he's like, "Hello, do you want to play with me?" Like, I love his voice.
Yeah. So the new voice, this is his EXE. You want
Sure,
to know what the name is?
sure.
Coochie X Mingler.
Alright, so it's a joke character. Are these also joke characters made by him? Because they look.
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't seen any of these.
I'm gonna rank them F because I'm sorry. I hate Shadow.exe. It looks so stupid. Silver.exe looks so stupid. This is like a poor attempt. Poor
It's a
attempt.
poor man's Sonic.exe.
Yeah, pretty much. This is stupid. I like
I
this a
mean,
little more than the other ones. I'm not gonna lie. That actually looks good. Uh, uh no.
Omega.
Why is
Is that
Mephiles
just
on here? That's just
Mephiles?
Mephiles the Dark.
Put him in S tier just because it's Mephiles.
You know what? I was gonna do that anyway, because I like
Because you know what?
Mephiles.
At least Mephiles had the balls to actually kill Sonic.
He's the only one that killed Sonic. And he's not canon, technically, so...
Anymore, sorta.
Well, he might be coming back. I've heard things that Seiko plans on bringing him back, so... But
I mean, he came back in. I mean, he came back in Speed Battle.
I like to think if EXEs invaded the world, and he was around, I think he could stand up to them, personally. Of course, people will bring up the
Yeah,
whole,
because he's
well,
like an
Omega...
actual god.
Well, you
Well,
can you can
separated.
you can bring up the whole thing of, oh, he got shot down by miniguns by Omega and he just
Yeah, but
fell.
like, was he even trying? It looked
No,
like he took no
he was
damage.
trying to get into Omega's head. Like, he's a manipulator. Like, he's smart.
Also, I will admit the what is it? The didn't they use like the motion cam for that for the
They
06
did.
characters?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so so like Mephiles getting shot does come off as more goofy than like serious. Is that
Foxy.
just Foxy?
That's just alright. No, that
What is
looks
going on?
that looks like a finesse character. I don't know him though. I don't know who this
Well, I
is.
think this is the most low point in the video where we just don't know what's going on.
Alright, and this is our tier list video. A lot of people are probably going to think it's good. A lot of people are going to think it's bad. There's a lot of characters
We
that we
don't
don't
care.
know. Well, it's not that we don't care. It's just, it's subjective, you know? This is our list.
And
This is our tier list. So,
And yeah, there are EXs we just don't know.
Well, okay, here's the thing about the EXE fandom. Since like FNF Sonic.exe came out and it became popular again, a lot of people like to do their own take on EXEs. That's not to say people should be discouraged if like their EXEs don't get like the spotlight, but since there's so many of them now, it's hard to know all of them. So that's why I guess it's encouraged for you to try and make an EXE that is very unique and
Stands
stands
out.
out and is at least somewhat similar to the source material in some regards. Yeah, this is our tier list. I'm happy with it. Are you happy with it? I'm happy with it.
And hey, always remember, if your EXE always doesn't get to turn out the way you want it to be, just know that there's always gonna be someone who enjoys what you make.
Yeah, that and it's your creation. Like if
Who's
no
to say
one,
what you can and can't do?
yeah, it's your creation. If you love what you make, then that's all that matters. I love Mike. Like I made an EXE a long time ago, and I'm still refining her, and I love her to death. I am happy with
Which
her,
one?
and well, I don't count Rascal. I count more so Keymind, but I'll get to that eventually. I want to reveal her in a podcast. Again, hopefully that'll come soon. But yeah, this is our ranking, and I hope you all enjoyed it. This was my first long video, so and I really do enjoy it. And this is my friend here who helped me with it. He's kind of the only reason why I wanted to do this. So
Can I be free from the basement now? I
no,
did the money.
it's not a basement. It's a dungeon. Get it right.